Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
모든 게 끝이 난 것 같을 때 선해진 것들을 놓지 말고 지켜내 사라져가는 희망의 조각을 다시 찾을 수 있게 화살을 당긴다 멈춰설 수 없어 We stand together 남겨진 수명이 영혼을 언제라도 지켜낼 수 있게 어둠을 뚫고 길을 열어 빛의 살인 꿈을 다시 이어갈 수 있도록 어디라도 네 뒤에 내가 있어 저 빛의 영원히 절망을 뚫고 별이 된다 And for the sinner 눈 감아 깊게 우려봐 무엇 하나 영원하진 않아 하지만 널 지킬 거야 I keep you safe day or night 어둠을 뚫고 빛이 되어나라 오직 너를 위한 나를 위해 화를 겨뤄 끝나지 않은 스토리 다시 이어갈 수 있도록 어디라도 네 뒤에 내가 있어 저 빛의 영원히 절망을 뚫고 별이 된다 And for the sinner And for the sinner
처음 와서 그렇지만 되게 재밌게 지금 즐기고 있거든요. 분위기를 이벤트도 많고 해가지고 굉장히 오늘 즐겁게 보고 있습니다. 시청하고 있습니다. 선수로 나오고 싶네요.
문파원들끼리 모여가지고 또 화합할 수 있는 자리 만들어줘서 고맙고 생각보다 재밌네요. 비무 경기보다 중계도 더 재밌어진 것 같고 경기도 훨씬 흥미진진하게 이루어져서 훨씬 재밌는 컨텐츠인 것 같아요.
다음번엔 저가 기회가 된다면 꼭 선수로 오겠습니다.
말할 것도 없이 차우빈 선수 99% 다 했습니다. 차우빈 선수가. 저희는 차우빈 선수 말만 듣고 그래서 우승하셨습니다. 문파원들 응원해주는 분들 너무 고맙죠.
얘들아 곱창 상금으로 곱창 고마워.
잘 먹을게.
솔직히 기대 안 하고 즐기려고 나왔는데 생각보다 훨씬 좋은 성적을 거두게 되어서 정말 기쁩니다.
상금 문파원들한테 어떻게 베풀 생각은 없나요?
아니, 베풀 생각은 없습니다. 문파원들이 우리한테 뭘 베풀어 하지 않나.
로또 파이팅!
저희 팀은 16킬 했어요. 저가 거기서 아마 반 정도 한 것 같아요. 지루하게 하는 것보다 좀 빨리빨리 하는 걸 좋아해가지고 킬 욕심 많이 나서 그렇게 했었던 것 같아요. 중간에 죽어서 너무 아쉬워요. 계속 킬할 수 있었는데. 아무래도 이렇게 존버하는 게 좀 게임은 이길 수 있는데 그런 것보다 게임은 즐기려고 하는 거니까 좀 시원시원하게 하는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
하나, 둘, 셋.
반갑습니다.
아, 너무
진짜 연기 통하지 말자면서. 근데 너 왜 어제 연락 안 받았냐?
어제 연락했어?
그냥 어제 그저께도 개무시하던데?
아니 나 핸드폰 어제 개통했어.
아니 디스코드로 보냈잖아. 그래서 친구로서 정말 좀 넌 그렇다. 윤태처럼만 착했어도 네가
맞지?
윤태 군대 안 갔다 왔어 그래. 야 그래서 군대 언제 가냐?
윤태는 작년에 나한테 대회 끝나고 나서 나는 다음 때 무조건 난다고 진짜 막 선언을 하고.
아니 무슨 다 간대.
이번 월챔이 이제 마지막 대회라서 입대를 해야 돼요.
간다 해놓고 근데 보니까 대회를 연습을 하고 있더라고 윤태가. 넌 언제 가?
곧 갈 것 같아.
이런 거 다 나왔다니까 이거 봐. 저 내년에 안 나오겠습니다.
난 내년에 없어.
아니 그러면은 불소판에서 군대 안 간 사람 신겸이 안 갔고 윤태 형 안 갔고 윤재 형 안 갔고.
나 때는 말이야.
너 갔다 왔어?
아 갔다 왔지. 나는 불소 대회 나오기 전에 갔다 왔어.
근데 역시 군대 갔다 오니까 손이 굳긴 굳네. 게임하는 거 보면 좀 못하긴 해. 검사는 끌려감 하나에 잘하고 못하고를 판단하는데 이재준 선수는 그 타이밍을 잘 모르는 것 같아서 못하긴 해.
총 쏘다가 좀 굳었어? 총 쏴갔어?
무슨 총 쐈는데?
못 쐈지. K2인가? 총기 번호 같이?
그거 메이커 이름 아니야?
아 진짜 미친놈 말 못 섞겠네 진짜.
그거 등산복
메이커
아니야?
이름 아니냐고?
등산복 아니야?
뭐 하시는데요 요즘에?
저도 알바하는데
나도 한때는 편의점 알바했었어. 편의점 가면 일단은 폐기되는 음식 있지. 진짜 그거 먹으면
집에 가져갔어.
살이 빠질래야 빠질 수가 없어. 야.
아 그래서 최근에 살찐 게 그것 때문이다?
요즘에 그것 때문에 살쪘는데 윤재는
저는 그냥 알바가 아니라 이게 좀 매니저 같은 역할이라가지고요. 물건도 발주 넣고
발주만 넣고 그러면 잡일은 알바생이 다 할 거 아니야.
그러니까 동등으로 좀 봐주시면 안 되고.
편부심. 편부심.
한마디로 나는 일 안 한다. 난 잡일 안 한다.
나 내 손 못 쓰겠다.
나는 잡일하는 애고.
저는 원래 손에 물 묻히고 자는 사람이 아니라서 그런 거 무서워했더라고요.
너 근데 아이 됐을 때 물 많이 묻혔잖아.
그때 또 형들 설거지 좀 해야죠 제가.
야 무조건 시킨다고 하지 마라. 우리가 셔츠처럼 보이잖아 임마. 근데 그거 그렇게 시키는 대로 하면은 임마 형이 도시락 난 먹지도 않는데.
형들 컵 닦을 때만 해도 진짜
근데 시간이 너무 많이 흘렀다. 벌써 너무
보였어.
근데 이번에는 하던 사람들이 많이 없잖아.
아니 오니까 인사를 하려고 하는데 할 사람이 없어.
아는 사람이 없어. 왔는데
오히려 처음 왔을 때는 다 직원분들인 줄 알고 나보고 누가 인사하길래 갑자기 예 안녕하세요.
야 근데 너 팀 이름 진짜 한준
HJH?
그거 진짜 기리려고 쓴 거야? 먼저 가신 분의 선배님을 기리기 위해서?
그때 나랑 윤재랑 그분이랑 그분하고 그냥 같이 얘기하고 있었어가지고
뭐 얘기 꺼내면 안 되는 볼드모트 같은 건가?
아 그것까지는 아닌데 그냥 그분이랑 같이 이거는 상관없잖아. 준호 형.
왜 두려워해?
이제 가신 분이니까 뭐.
근데 니들 이번에 점수 어떻게 올렸냐? 문파대전 때는 그냥 좀 버티는 쪽이 좀 확실히 유리했는데 지금은 어떻게 될지 모르겠어.
변수가 너무 많아. 지금은 킬도 하고 등수도 유지해야
전장하시던 분도 되게 잘하고 인턴하시는 분도 어느 정도 템 사용이 일단 제일 중요한 거라서
내가 봤을 때 비모하는 사람이 제일 못해.
맞아. 다들 있잖아 1대1하거나 무조건 자기가 이긴다는 마인드.
자신감을 가지면 안 돼.
맞아 자신감. 나는
그래서 자신감을 좀 죽여야 되거든. 아 나 죽겠다 이 생각을 갖고 있어야지 좀.
어차피 눈 맞추면은 누가 때리든 한 방이거든.
지금 조가 좀 A조가 헬이잖아.
맞지. 나 그거 보고
A조 진짜 헬이야. 와.
정말 잘한다고 느꼈던 사람들이 다 있더라고요 A조에. 그냥 다 있는 것 같아. 한 팀도 안 빠지고.
5팀을 뽑은 거지 거기서. 와 진짜 빡세겠다.
A조에 형은 견제되는 팀 있어요?
우리 그 호기촌에서 항상 윤태네 만나거든.
호기촌 지킴이.
맞아? 그래서 둘이서 안 오는 거 아니야?
무조건 가지. 남자면 호기촌이지.
이번에 A조 경기에서 시작부터 킬날 수도 있어. 1분 만에.
한준호 화이팅!
가는 경우도
지금 벌써 초반부터 붙어요?
1쾌하러 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년태도 보이거든요.
예.
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편.
간부
출신이시잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아서 안 와요. 근데 오다가 거기를
이걸
네.
바로
빨려 왔다가 지금 와.
한편 이거 뭐죠?
왔죠? 왔죠?
깜짝 놀랐어요.
네.
깜짝 놀랐어요. 뛰어.
그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟 뭐야?
여기서
홍석근!
홍석근 그 천하지만 밖으로만
그렇죠.
편하게 하면 이거 몰라요.
네, ABC 킬 엄청 먹었습니다. 박승민이.
혹시나 누가 사령 투척을 하고 있으면
여기서
다 밀어내고
다 밀어냈어.
2대1대1
2대1랑
2대1대1
안혁기 지금
아웃될 것 같죠? 아웃됐습니다. 이거 지금
여기서 태양의 이대규. 차차차차차.
설마 이거
네, 이대규가.
이렇게 되면 한 명만 1위 점수를 가져가기 때문에 역전의 기회가 얼마든지 있거든요.
홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근.
삼석근으로
네.
이번 경기 잡아내야죠.
네.
본인도.
김태현은 자기랑 이름이 똑같거나 생긴 게 되었는데.
뒤덮습니다.
못 들어가요.
못 들어가요.
대회를 연습을 하고 있더라고 윤태가. 넌 언제 가?
곧 갈 것 같아.
총 쏴갔어? 케이프인가? 그거 메이커 이름 아니야?
아 진짜 미필드로 다 못쓰겠네 진짜.
근데 우리 팀들은 다 이제 남자들만 있는데 팀에 여성분이 항상 있으신 것 같아요.
지수도 그렇고.
하나, 둘, 셋.
실력으로 나오기보다는 살짝 재밌게 플레이하자.
남자랑 나랑
그것도 그거.
재밌다.
그것도 아니지. 야, 그건 또 아닌데. 이렇게 노는 사람들끼리 오다 보니까 야, 너 나가볼래?
그러니까 평소에도 그렇게 노신다는 거는
평소에도 남자랑 잘 놀잖아.
잘 노는데 이제 대회 시즌이 되면 내 옆에가 다 없더라고.
하긴 남자들 중에서 너랑 같이 팀하고 싶은 사람이 없긴 해. 왜냐면 게임은 이겨야 재밌는데 이기지 못하잖아.
맞지. 그게 맞지.
저번 문파대전에서 윤태랑 같이 했었잖아, 재준이랑.
얘 때문에 망했어. 근데 이건 얘 때문이야. 아니 지가 존버하지. 뭐야 우리 이 팀명이 뭐였어? 존버 메타였잖아.
자, JB, MT 어제 적인데 오늘은 또 한 팀이 됐어요. 같은 팀 소년태 위에서 지켜보고 있습니다. 왜죠? 이재준의 평소의 위치가
우리 그때 연습을 안 했잖아. 뇌피셜로 하던 게 잘 안 됐지. 근데 범인은 윤태였어.
이번에 한번 만나면 서로 정리 좀 해야겠네.
A조에서 올라오세요 일단은.
3등 HJH가 올라갔고요.
B조가 진짜 대체적으로 좀 쉽다고 생각되는 조긴 한데 근데 거기서도 흥금이는 좀 불안해.
아니 맞지. 보여줄게.
근데 그거 알지? 보는 거는 또 그 못하는 사람들끼리 붙는 게 더 재밌는 거.
원래 개싸움이 더 재밌다고.
A조가 좀 더 헬인데 B조 그 경기보다 더 재밌을 거거든.
A조 때 잘하는 사람들이 많아서 좀 배워야 돼. 좀 플레이하는 것 좀.
나는 배울 게 없어. 형이나 배워.
맞아? 응. 배울게. 사슬군도에서 좋은 조합이나.
솔직히 조합도 조합인데.
야 사령 투축 한 90개 있으면 무조건 1등 할 것 같은데.
야 조합 뭔데? 너네 팀 조합 뭐야?
안 알려줄 건데?
아니 조합
안 알려줘.
이것도 안 돼?
전력 중 하나인데 어떻게 놓치지? 아 우리는 말할게. 얘네는 다 원챔이잖아.
아니 형 기본사 써야 돼 기본사.
근데 기관사가 좋기도 좋은데
어떤 면에서 좋아? 좋은 점이 뭔데?
안 알려줄 거야. 니네는 없잖아. 왜 자꾸 알아가려고 그래 너는?
나 좀 배우려고 왔어 나는.
혼자 좀 연습 좀 해. 야, 저번에 내가 문파대전에서 그 홍석근 해서 좀 실패한 경험이 있는데
이게 홍석근의 단점. 단점이
근데 이번에 패치를 했잖아.
그치.
그래서 니들은 그게 지금 좋은 거 같아, 안 좋은 거 같아?
근데 우리 팀은 안 먹어. 우리 팀은 그게 홍석근이 되면은 이동의 제약이 너무 많아서 근데 버티기는 좋더라.
홍석근. 나는 통증을 못 느껴. 나는 홍석근.
마지막에 남으면 버티기는 좋은데 이게 뿅망치에 너무 취약하지 않나.
못 쓰네.
망치도 망치인데 아이템
못 쓰네.
아 맞아?
먹지 말라 해. 조용히 해. 여기는
좀 배웁시다.
내가 봤을 때 아직 몰라. 너는 모든 아이템 성능을 알고 있긴 해?
아 그럼.
모르는 것 같은데?
사령 투척 사기, 사적 투척 사기.
대회에서 봐.
올라와서 보자고.
니네는 홍석근 영수 잡으러 다녀?
전략이야?
비밀이지.
역겹다. 와.
너도 똑같아. 니도 똑같아. 아.
그럼 마지막 형네는요, 형?
우리는 먹어.
죽나 보자. 홍석근.
이유가 뭐죠?
그냥 좋아.
기절 맞는 경우가 너무 많던데.
아니 생각을 해봐. 그리고 탈기쿨이 10몇 초야. 근데 그도 10몇 초 동안 맞아도 죽어?
아니 죽는 게 문제가 아니라 형 뿅망치로 날라져.
그러니까 이거는 전략이 있지.
아 역겹다. 알지?
역시 삐져나온 그런 거 봐.
비조랑 예전 좀 격이 다르긴 하다.
아니 그럼 니네는 1회차에 그냥 결승 가겠다는 마인드야?
하루 결승 때 먹고 한 3주 쉬려고 집에서.
ABC가 1위를 먹었습니다.
근데 재준이는 3주 연속, 3주가 아니지 2주에서 끝나겠다. 2주에서 끝나겠다. 야, 내가 3주가 아니라 너 한 2주에서 끝날 것 같아. 나는 용진이랑 재준이가 좀 정해서 만났으면 좋겠어, 한 곳에서.
바로 잡으러 가야죠.
주먹이 안 오면 뭐다?
쫄리는 거지.
오케이.
야, 나 비조 용지 집에서 기대하면서 볼게.
네.
경기 함께 보시죠. 강덕이 또. 네, 권사 강덕이니.
네.
숫자 많은 쪽이 무조건 유리하죠.
그렇죠. NNG 하나,
네.
HGM 둘.
설마?
하나 이렇게 되면은
파이널 포.
있으면서 일단 이제준 버텼고요.
피가 박준영 아웃됐나요?
아웃됐습니다.
그냥 곁들어 버리네요.
이렇게 한 명은 아까 전 생존해서 도망간 걸로 봤거든요.
네. 도망가자. 안 보이게.
하지만
살살.
이글거리는 느낌.
예, 살살.
이글.
자, 그래 끝까지. 예.
또.
벌 쏘고. 뒤도 돌아보지 말아요.
아니, 완전
뒤 돌아보면 죽어요.
완전 페이크인데요. 반응 속도.
네.
또 강윤이.
예, 저 칼 들고 쫓아오는 거 보이시죠? 김진성 얼마나 무서워라.
근데 앞에
네.
이건 누구죠? 앞에 하나 더. 앞에 하나 더. 시간 아직까지 13초는 안전하니까요.
네.
계속 저 앞에서 그거 막기 하고 있는 거 봐요. 누가
네.
때릴까봐.
네.
와, 또 막기. 혹시 누가 때릴까봐 이재준.
그래서 현재 12 자리예요.
와, 펜트하우스는 좀 높죠 위치가.
네.
충격!
이런 센스
충격 사실
충격으로 땡겨서
와,
니네 거기서
아니 이런 센스 앞에
14명.
아 이게
중요. 끌어내겠어. 여기서.
자 이거 던질 수 있는 거는 좀
지금 여기서 막터. 우와,
전혜진 킬 캐치 장난 아닙니다. 전혜진 또 킬.
정혜진이요.
네.
이재준이 돼도 좋다. 이거 완전 이재준 플레이거든요.
네.
그렇죠.
무조건 숨습니다 이거.
자, 한번 더 줄여들면서 이거
그렇죠.
진행되면은
자,
여기서 위험한 선수.
나 고치 한 명.
고치 한 명.
킥.
같이 나오고 있고.
그렇죠. 모아놓고.
모아서.
와.
킴 NNG 박지영 아웃.
링검이.
빵 계속 킬.
계속 킬하고 있어요.
빵. 역사 이게 역사예요. 보란 씨 이게 역사다.
이게 역사다.
역사 김다운.
역사는 죽지 않아요.
않습니다.
성진아 생각난다. 네가 했던 빵이 역사로.
이렇게 되면
이거
10점. 토탈 MSC 대결을 모두 마쳤습니다. 와 진짜 마지막 이게 소위 꾸준히 잘했고요.
네, 꾸준히 좋은 점수 내면서.
예. 그리고 오비 팀도 이제 뭐 마지막 라운드 그리고
NNG.
예.
전장의 지배자들이거든요.
네.
마지막 라운드에서 광탈했지만
30분부터 시작되는데요. 다음 주 펼쳐지는 패드전도 많은 분들 관심 부탁드리면서 저는 여기서 인사드리겠습니다. 여러분 모두 입쇼.
탄탄한 스토리와 임팩트 강한 타격감, 동서양의 조화를 내세운 그래픽으로 유저들의 사랑을 받아온 MMORPG 블레이드&소울. 하지만 무엇보다 블레이드&소울이 오랜 명성을 이어올 수 있었던 이유는 바로 e스포츠화의 성공. 2014년 격투 콘텐츠 비물을 활용 관전 모드를 도입해 e스포츠로 도약할 준비를 마친 것은 물론 이묘한과 홍진호의 스페셜 매치로 2천여 명의 관중을 환호케 하며 화제몰이에 성공했는데, 또한 한중 최강자를 가리는 국가대항전을 개최 총상금 3억 원 규모로 확대해 리그의 격을 높인 결과 티켓 오픈 4분 만에 매진을 기록하며 글로벌 무대로의 진출 가능성까지 입증했다. 그리고 2015년 본격적인 세력 확장에 나선 블레이드&소울. 첫 e스포츠 정규 리그인 블레이드&소울 토너먼트로 축포를 쏘아올린 후 매년 수준 높은 경기로 유저들을 열광케 했는데, 특히 월드 챔피언십으로 해외 유저들에게, 문파 대전으로 일반 유저들에게 기회의 장을 열어주며 e스포츠로의 진입 장벽을 낮추는 데 앞장선 블레이드&소울. 또한 2016년에는 변수 창출이 가능한 태그 매치로, 2017년에는 싱글과 태그를 혼합한 믹스 매치로 경기 방식을 진화시키며 대회의 완성도를 높이기 위한 도전을 멈추지 않았는데, 물론 경기 외적인 성장도 놓치지 않았다. 2016년부터 피버 페스티벌을 개최하며 e스포츠를 단순한 게임 리그가 아닌 함께 즐기는 문화축제로 성장시킨 것. 이렇듯 끊임없는 변화의 노력으로 국내 유일무이한 MMORPG e스포츠로 우뚝 선 블레이드&소울. 그리고 2019년 이제 이 모든 것을 새로운 콘텐츠로 함께한다. MMORPG의 혁명, 배틀로얄로 펼쳐지는 사슬 군도가 그 주인공. 천라지망이 조여오는 전장 속에서 총 90명의 선수가 최고의 조합과 전략을 선보이며 최후의 생존자가 되기 위한 사투를 벌인다. 과연 사슬 군도 첫 정규 리그에서 초대 챔피언의 영광을 가져갈 팀은 어디인지, 그 치열한 생존 배틀이 지금 펼쳐진다.
Hello everyone, welcome to another day of blade&soul Tournament Korea, and we're here for another day with myself, Joel, Sophie, with me, ending life as always in our third week, which means that we're very much close to the end of the season already, and this is going to be pretty much it for the domestic season of blade&soul here in Korea. Then we'll move on to World Championship a little bit after that, but speaking of that, we will have the final 20 teams find it out next week, and to really decide which two teams are going to be the Korean representatives to go over to the World Championship. But before we do that, we have to decide the final 10 seeds, and that will come for the 20 teams from today.
Exactly, and finally, you know, apart from the first 2 weeks that we had, finally today we have 60 players. So we're gonna see some negative points going through here and there for people who die, the first 10 people who die, and that's gonna actually hurt some of the teams that had the possibility of moving up. So I think it's gonna make it more interesting to see any top 10 teams, placing in top 10, but in one of the rounds they get eliminated early, which will give them negative points to bring them down. So stuff like that is going to be fun and new compared to the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, so for what we have today, we have the bottom 10 teams from Group A, bottom 10 teams from Group B, and we have 20 teams compiled all together for today's losers match. And easy enough for today, the top 10 teams of today, they will go up to the very last stage and try to compete for that World Championship slot, but the bottom 10 teams for today will be their last chance today, and they will go home after today. So we have 20 teams and 10 from each groups I already mentioned, from groups A and B, and you can see that certain teams that already made it up to the final week don't even have to play today. So they get a week to take a break and to do some more practicing so that they're fresh and ready once they come to next week.
Yeah, and the 5 teams that already made it up from the first week, they actually get 2 weeks of rest.
It's true.
Like Group B, yeah, they rested the first week and then played in the second week, and then now if they made it up, they rest the third week. But Group A, those guys, they get a full 2-week rest before they start the grand finals, and I think that's gonna actually help them a lot for prepping and studying and watching all the the live videos and live VODs of these players playing, whether they be Group B or whether it be the losers match that's being played today, to kind of study the tendencies of some of these teams.
And getting a well-deserved rest as well for how well they have done in Group A. But also in Group B, they competed well last week, and 5 of those teams are not here today because they've already made it up. And it means that these 20 teams that we have today, it will be their last opportunity to show themselves, and if they don't, they will be going home after this, and no chance for them to go to the World Championship Blade&soul tournament. And BST has been, of course, a very interesting format where we have done the typical 1v1 to 3v3 for most of the years that we've done it, but this year especially is a new one where we're doing the Shackle-Downs. If you guys haven't joined us before, we are strictly on the Shackle-Downs doing the Battle Royale format, what we know from Blade&soul, and has been an event matchup that opened up just a couple of months back, but we are bringing it to a competitive level, and the players have been practicing it, and it feels like they're very much ready to go. And for the teams that are here today, they're going to be definitely trying their hardest to make sure they can stay alive and stay in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely they have to give it their all, because like Joel mentioned, today is their last chance. This is their second chance, and if they don't make it into top 10, basically, if simply put, just be in the top 50. It's a 50-50%. There's 20 teams. You just have to be the top 10 team, not top 5, not top 3, top 10. So I think compared to other tournaments or other esports, getting out of the losers bracket is a lot more easier here compared to other places where you have to be the best or you have to be top 3. So let's hope that we get to see some interesting strats. Let's see if we see any new items being used today compared to the first 2 weeks. And maybe any twists because of those negative points that I was talking about.
Yeah, the negative points does play a big part, as you're saying, and we'll have to see how the players and the teams in general can really cooperate together to create the best results possible for all 4 rounds. And of course, we'll have 4 rounds for sure, as we always do. And for those 4 rounds, if the players can stay consistent enough, should be always adding to those positive points and maybe have enough to really be at the top at the end. So let's look at what the players had to say coming into this week, and we'll hear what their thoughts are coming into this week here.
자, 여러분 반갑습니다. 입으로 배우는 사슬군도 말 많은 해설 오성균이 왔습니다. 자, 이번 대회도 벌써 절반이 지났는데 사슬군도 아직 어렵다는 유저분들, 그리고 패자부활전에서 회생하고 싶으신 분들을 위해서 저희 꿀팁 전도사 분들을 모셨습니다.
6등을 한 MSL의 암살자를 맡고 있는 이기홍입니다.
반갑습니다.
저는 진짜 왜 나왔는지 모르겠습니다.
오늘 약간 신스틸러 느낌이 좀 있어요. 그래서 한번 모셔봤습니다. 1, 2, 3, 4위, 5위까지는 딱 2판만 하면 되는 그런 상황이 됐습니다.
네네.
이제들 입장에서는 뭐 이거 예상하기 쉽지 않았었던 상황이죠.
마지막 라운드에서 광탈했지만 당당하게 1위.
그리고 그냥 5등 안에만 알박기를 하자.
표현을 좀 예쁘게 좀 본인 캠 방송하듯이 하지
아,
마시고
예.
깔끔하게 좀 부탁드릴게요. 사실은 마지막 라운드라든가 이런 거 봤을 때는 전예진 선수가 킬 다 쓸어 담더라고요. 득점 위치가.
네,
야, 중력! 이런 센스! 중력으로 땡겨서!
활용을 들었는데 중력이 당겨지면서 그게 딜이 다 들어간 거예요. 그랬더니 킬을 제가 다 먹더라고요.
GG 큐티 같은 경우에는 많은 또 시청자분들께서 팀명이 그따위냐부터 시작을 해서 이거 너무 인성이 좀 드러난 팀명이 아니냐.
서로가 막 눈이 썩는 플레이를 한 번씩 보여주면 이제
오타가 났다. 너 정말 큐티하다. 이런 뜻이었겠죠. 뭐.
죄송한데 이재준님 진행은 전데
예.
진행을 네가 하고 계시면
네, 입을 다물고
제가 집에 갈까요? 자, 그리고 저희가 굉장히 궁금한 것들 중에 하나가 이 파밍에 대한 것들도 굉장히 중요하게 생각을 해요.
저희가 보호막을 오래 안 먹었었는데 보호막이 이제 원 밖에 날아갔을 때 쓰면서 들어와도 이제 죽지 않고 그런 점에서 굉장히 좋아가지고.
저는 초기화요. 세이브로 초기화랑 대규모를 같이 쓰는데 팀원이 물렸다 이탈 쓰고 결빙공 하고 그 승용부터 뒤로 가는 거 하고 초기화 쓰고 또 이탈 쓰고 하고 대규모 하면 거의 세이브가 다 되거든요.
그러니까 내가 쫙 빠져가지고 땡겨주는 느낌.
저 혼자 살려면 호신 깔고 결빙공 쓰고 또 초기화 쓰고 호신 깔고 결빙 쓰면 그냥 풀비가 바로 되거든요. 그럼 도망가고.
좋겠네. 사기란 뜻이에요.
좋겠네 나왔어.
암살자 초기화 연막 2개.
암살에 대해서는 사실 기공 입장에서는 사슬에서 할 말이 없기는 하죠.
세 번째 경기인가? 저희 팀이 주막에서 파밍을 쪼르르 하고 있는데 그때 그냥 회복량이 널린 거예요. 이렇게 가는 데마다 있는 거예요. 이렇게.
약국이었어 거기가?
약국 먹다 보니까 한 11개가 차더라고요.
아 세상에.
그걸로 먹고 살다가 마지막이 됐어요. 피 관리를 엄청 잘해야 돼요.
그렇죠.
대회하면서 처음 알았습니다. 회복약의 좋은 점.
그래서 아까 회복약 먹고 행 쓰고 회복약 먹고 행 쓰고
회복약 획, 해병약 획.
바퀴벌레라는 표현을 할까 말까 하다가 선수 보호 차원에서 저희 안 한 겁니다.
바위 뒤에서 숨어 있을 때도.
바위 뒤에 숨어 있을 때
살짝 추했다. 인정할게요.
계속 저 앞에서 거 막기 하고 있는 거 봐요. 누가 때릴까봐. 와, 또 막기. 혹시 누가 때릴까봐 이재준.
태어나 1등 해본 적이 몇 번째죠?
모르겠네요. 뒤에서 1등은 많이 해봤는데.
이제 홍석근에 대한 이야기를 간단하게 좀 해보도록 하겠습니다. 처음에 인터뷰했을 때는 안 좋다고 그랬었죠?
근데 우리 팀은 안 먹어. 우리 팀은 그게 홍석권이 되면은 이동의 제약이 너무 많아서.
후반에 승률이 너무 좋아요. 근데 솔직하게 지금 홍석권은 없어서 못 먹어요. 그 영수가
먹으려고 혈안이던데.
A조 경기 보더니 되게 선호율이 높아졌어요.
그리고 이 홍석근이 있으니까 팀원들도 거기 같이 있어.
맞아.
그러니까 어차피 타겟팅을 홍석근한테 잘 안 하니까 이 사슬군도 자체가 모든 직업들이 다 좋은 건 사실 아니라고들 아마 생각들을 하실 거예요.
저는 투사가 많이 안 좋다고.
투사.
네.
예전 문파대전 때는 날아다녔거든요.
생각보다 이지훈 선수 오랫동안 잘 버텨주고 있는 그런 모습이고요. 투사기 때문에 돌리고.
사슬 운동가 아이템 구성이 좀 바뀐 것 같더라고요.
그렇죠.
네. 투사가 저항을 해도 고양이 손 한 번 당긴 거에 연계를 맞으면 뭐 할 거 없이 그냥 바로 죽어버리니까.
암살분들이 할 말이 좀 많지 않을까 또 생각이 들어요. 암살 좀 어떤 것 같아요? 사슬에서. 나왔다. 2명이 주먹 쥐었다.
딜이 굉장히 약해요. 사이드를 돌면서 팀이 물리면 소환해주고 민씨 써주고 사령도 쪽 던져주고 서포팅만 할 수 있으니까.
우시는 거예요?
너 누구냐?
제가 김신경 선수랑 또 통화를 또 했어요. B조 경기를 보니까 이상하게 싸움이 좀 적더라.
원래 B조 자체가 다 우리끼리 할 만하다라는 그런 게 있어가지고
요거는
전부 다 그 마인드를 가지고 있는데 확신을 못 하는 거죠. 싸우면 우리가 이긴다는 비슷하니까.
근데 저희는 부딪혀가지고 싸웠을 때 패배를 직감하려고 도망치는 걸 절대 좋은 판단이라고 생각을 안 해요.
적에게 등을 안 보인다.
불리한 싸움이 계속될 게 뻔하니까 이게 로얄이랑 같은 건지는 잘 모르겠는데
6등.
육잡이들끼리의 경기죠.
처음에 딱 싸우는 스타일도 저희랑 비슷했고 일단 띄우는 사이에 무조건 한 명을 보낸다는 것. 가는 곳도 대부분 동선이 좀 비슷했던 것 같아서 일단 그쪽을 통해서 많이 보고 배웠었고.
MSL만의 어떤 전략이 또 따로 있습니까?
저희는 전략을 이제 바꿔야 돼요. 과거에 썼던 전략을
위에서 봤으면 좋겠네요.
네, 꼭 저도 봤으면 좋겠습니다.
멋진 경기 보여주시기를 바라도록 하겠습니다. 저희는 잠시 후에 돌아오겠습니다. 안녕.
So there you saw Castro talking to the players and talking about a lot of things for sure, but going over what happened in the last 2 weeks and what to expect for today and also the very last weekend. A lot of the top placement teams were really reevaluating a lot of differences that we had back in the Clan Championships earlier in the year to what we have right now with the kind of the adjustments that was made in the items and also the kind of how Master Hong interaction works all together, and some of the classes that differ in terms of I guess priority for what you consider is good in Shacklehouse and what is not as good in Shacklehouse. But I'm sure we have a lot of thoughts with our minds as well as we have kind of observed the first 2 weeks. And have you noticed anything interesting that you want to mention coming into this third week though?
Well, ever since Group A's match, we saw the VCR of some of the players that came out again in today's VCR and stuff like that. They didn't really, some teams did not prefer Master Hong, but after Group A's match, everybody is looking for that Manticore. They all want the Master Hong because they know when the circle gets small, it's like a must. Your team must have a Master Hong if you want to have a chance of getting first place because it's so tanky, it has so much AoE, it has so much CCs as well. And you saw one of the members from ZZQT talking about how whether you be Master Hong or whether you just not be Master Hong but you're just your regular class, you get knocked out into the Spirit Wall, and they started picking up shields where in the earlier days they didn't. They thought shield was useless.
Yeah.
They just wanted all attack, offense, anything that could help them escape rather than keep them alive. But now some of these players are starting to pick up shields, and getting knocked out of the circle is not, it's not as critical as it used to be when they didn't pick up shields. So, I think the play style is constantly changing every week.
And a lot of the combination that we were hearing from actually Yejin, one of our female players in that VCR, was she was talking about the group summon plus the shield combination where bring everybody together, then shield them up, and that actually turns out to be a very, very strong combination on a defensive end. So you always need to have your offensive tools for sure, but defensive tools, I think, is what really wins these games at Shacklehouse because you need to keep your health alive, and the health drops very fast if you're not defensive.
Yeah, that's definitely a true thing to watch out for all of these players because, we see some zappers being thrown. We see the toxic cloud being thrown. But when you have shield, when you have healed, or like you said, you escape, you sky jump, you escape, group summon or team summon, or she also was talking about how Force Masters are pretty OP because they're able to cooldown reset.
Exactly.
And just constantly freeze themselves and stay alive and take all the aggro of the enemy and distract them for a very long time. And that's when the other assassins that was in that VCR was talking about how, they're jealous, they're OP in the Shackled Isles. And I guess it's time, it has been time for Force Masters to kind of come back because they've died out pretty much, other than Jung Oh Yoon's Force Master back in the day during the regular Blade and Soul tournament. So, I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, actual DPS characters like the assassin seem more like the supports nowadays because of their utility and their lack of damage just with their base skills. So the in-game items definitely serve a big cause for a lot of these teams that want to have a lot of success. And still, the Soul Fighter isn't talked about as much, but I feel Soul Fighter is very, very overused in a lot of these team composition and feel like it can do exactly what the Force Master can, but also fight with it. So we'll see what the Soul Fighter can. You can see that Youngwon Che has his on the Loyal side of things. And speaking of Team Loyal, they came in at 6th from Group A, and they were very, very close to getting to that top 5. But a bit of a shame. I think they want to try their luck once again today.
Yeah, definitely. Team Loyal is one of the quote-unquote team made of veterans that didn't make it into the grand finals only through the group stage. And Group A, I'm going to be honest, is definitely a lot stronger compared to Group B. Not saying Group B is weak. Group B is strong, but it's just Group A is a lot stronger. And like you said, Loyal, they were only 5 points behind. But I got to say, Group A, the 5 teams that made it up are very, very strong. So I'm pretty sure Loyal today will most likely make it into top 10 to go to the grand finals. And also I want to talk about MSL, who was in Group B,
Yes.
who was only lacking 5 points as well. And that's a team that actually was, for the first, I think, 2 matches, or maybe even possibly 3 matches, where they were top 5. They got pushed down at the end, though.
Yeah.
So, MSL and Loyal, those are the 2 teams from the groups that almost made it but didn't. So maybe watch out for them.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for these guys, for MSL and for Loyal, to see how high they make it up. Top 10, we expect them to do it if they can kind of replicate the performance they've shown in the group stages. But once again, it is only 4 matches, and anything can happen in 4 matches. And we actually got most of the teams that we expected to go up from groups A and B. So we expect that once again from what we can expect out of this losers matchup. But still, we'll just have to keep our wits about for some of these teams that we've never even seen before come up to the line and maybe come up with this brilliant strategy that hasn't worked out in their group stages, and maybe to work out today to make it to the finals in the end.
Yeah, and just to talk about a couple other teams since we have some time, other than the 6th place teams, MSL and Loyal, we also have a team that I want to talk about, Prey from Group B, who was 7th place, right? They were 7th place with only 3 kills, which means that they're able to get so much rank points by staying alive for a long, long time. And, we have in Group A and B the very passive team where they don't really fight. They only fight when they have to defend. And Prey, I think, is one of those teams in Group A, coming from Group B, that's going to be playing today. So I kind of want to watch out to see how they do, because 8th place in Group B, they were 11 kills. And they're still under Team Prey, who only got 3 kills. So, not getting kills and not being able to get kills doesn't mean that you can't or you don't deserve to go to the grand final.
Yeah, we definitely had those examples coming into top 5 of each group. We remember GOD coming from Group A, who barely didn't get any point off of kills at all, but mostly off of those consistent rank points that got them just by camping mostly, but picking the right timing to go into these fights and pick up these late fights that got them these wins. That really excel them up to a higher level, and that's why they are in the finals already. And I think the same thing goes for HGM. Another team that we were looking at did so well, and they were another team that actually didn't get as many kills as some of the other teams out there, but still did well enough by camping around and just picking out good position and picking out good timing. I think is the most important thing to go in on this fight. And yeah, I think kill points isn't everything in this current scoring system that we have, so we'll see how the strategies can vary between a lot of these teams and see how they do.
Yeah, and we're talking about how kill is not as important, even though it definitely helps out when you're lacking a couple points behind. However, we say that kill isn't as important because, like we said before at the beginning of the broadcast of every weekend, when you see the overview, you don't get rank points regarding the last player of your team dying. Each player gets their own rank points. They get their own kill points. That's why when your 3 players just stay alive with 0 kills, but just say that you get the last 1 or 2 kills, and you get first place with all 3 teammates alive. That's 33 points instead of just 11, right? In other Battle Royales, the last player on your team dying, and wherever that placement is, you just get as a whole a team placement. But in this game, in Shackled Isles, individual rank points are accumulated. So that's why just staying alive for a longer time rather than picking fights where you're at a disadvantage is definitely a better way to go.
Yeah, getting a member picked off potentially loses out you a lot of points if you were to say that you're going to win out at the end. So that's the one thing that's really different about the Shackled Isle system over all the Battle Royales, is that if you have all 3 players alive at the end, you get 33 points. Yeah. And compared to if you fought your way through from the early game to the mid game and you obviously lost a couple of members here and there, then you get to the end game and your last member that stayed alive to the end got the win. Yeah. But he only gets 11 points, and that's the entire points you get for the team in terms of rank points.
Exactly. So that's going to be very important to see how and what kind of strategies that these teams will bring to us. These are the predictions, the fan predictions.
Gold Goblin.
Okay.
Where'd you come from?
Well, MSL, who was 6th place that we were talking about a little bit before.
Understandable.
Yeah, understandable. But Gold Goblin, they were 13th place in Group A. But I guess there is, a reason for why they are picked out of the 5, well, there's a total of 6. I think there should be one more team that usually comes out at the end, but
that's a very, very strong prediction by a lot of the loyal fans of Gold Gauntlet. And speaking of loyal fans, we don't have loyal in this list, and I would have thought that loyal with their kind of the popularity of the players didn't even get to top 5 of the fans' predictions. So the fans really not liking the chances. Wait, so this is a little bit different. Oh no, I think I get it.
Okay.
The first ranking, ranking was the bottom 5.
Yeah,
the
teams that wouldn't
make it.
Okay.
Wow, that's a little bit harsh. Okay, so
that's
Gold Goblin literally.
So they chose 5 teams who you think is not going to make it, which was the first 5. And this 5 that you see now is the teams that you think will make it into top 10.
Yes, this makes a lot more sense. But
wait,
where's MSL?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. MSL was in the losing 5.
I guess people really don't believe in MSL. You know what? That's a lot of numbers for us to crunch, but I think we're going to focus on the game because, you know, fan predictions or not, I think MSL is going to do just fine. And I really have to put my heart on them to see if they actually will do exactly what they came here to do, and that is to at least put out the same amount of performance they did in their group stages. So a lot of the players are getting ready. They're very much getting ready to get into the lobby, and we'll get this action started off very, very soon. Pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, definitely. The first match always determines the pace of the rest of the 3 games that follows. It also determines of how these teams change their strategy depending on what happens to their strat in their first game. So this first game is definitely one of the most important games other than the last game where it determines everything.
Yeah, so we'll go into the first round to see what the players have prepared and to see who is going to have the wits and the guts to be the top team at the end. So let's get into round 1 of Shackled House to see how many teams will perform. That's a lot of cheers coming from the fans on stage. And
all right, here we go.
We're going to just separate ourselves away and get this action started. Abandoned Village was a big topic in our first day, but not much of a big thing in Group B, as a lot of the interests were actually surrounded elsewhere around the map.
Yeah, and we'll see how these teams decide to spread, because you have to remember, now we have a 60-player base here, whereas before we had 45, so we're going to see a lot more earlier fights. We're going to see some overlapping looting phases for the early games compared to the first 2 weeks of the group stages. So I'm looking at the map right now in front of my screen, and yeah, just 15 players just being added just feels a lot more crowded compared to the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see how much of that affects the actual game, but so far, got their first action going. This is between Team DK versus Team Loyal. We know who the favorites are coming into this one. Thinking that Loyal will be able to win out this one. They already see a 1 knockout, and the summoner from DK will be killed away. And now Loyal is facing this 3v2 advantage as they go on to this fight. Looking like they want to knock off the second member out. The gunslinger for Nikkei is going to be out very quickly here. And now it's down to the last member. It seems like Loyal, as expected, will get off this very, very easy win in this team fight. Very good team coordination as they get this game off on a running, and 3 points right there on a very good start.
Well, you say 3 points right there for Byunghyun Jun, who actually took, I think, all 3 kills, the last hits. But for Nikkei, all 3 members dying first means -6 points. So we never got to mention that during the group stages because, we didn't have 60-player games. But starting today, the first 10 people who die, they get -2 to -1 point. So right now, Nikkei, right off the bat, they're starting with a negative point system here.
-6 is not the best way to start off, and you get an exclamation mark. Don't accept that quest because you're still on the fighting end. You're going to go with the Team Tab versus Team Kin. You can see that the Force Mass is already damaged out quite heavily, but the KFM from Kin is actually the first to die out. So we're going to see this 3v2 scenario with Tab on the winning end of things. And you can actually kind of expect an ending, getting a lot of these early fights because of the crowdedness naturally that we have a lot more players on the map. And we can expect this on the grand finals as well.
Yeah, definitely, because we're going to have that 60 full lobby games in the world as well, and the grand finals. So it's gonna be very interesting. And I gotta say, these early fights, while you guys watch this fight go on, the early fights are very crucial to some of these teams, because the old veteran PvPers from the 1v1 3v3 tag from Blade and Soul tournaments since last year, they're all about the early fights where no items can interfere their fights, because they're confident in their regular PvP fight style. But when the items comes into their game, it might change things. It might twist things around. So that's why you saw some of these, like Loyal, the early fights, they just literally dominated the other team without any items being used.
Okay, so Blade Dancer, after rolling around for 10 seconds straight, gets into this fight, and it is a 3v3 as you can see, but the heal coming with that health boost, always a very crucial item, even in the late game, but used here in this early game to get back on full health, so it probably will give Tab the advantage now to win this fight here.
Alright, well, a lot of the items being used, it is still early, but by now some of these teams probably looted and farmed up enough items to kind of help them out, and we saw, oh, Strength Zapper lands.
Yep.
Tab's Blade Master almost dead.
There it is, and the Blade Dancer ultimate looking like it was going to finish him off, and the Force Master looking like one hit away from death, and yeah, it seems like Tab just gonna abandon their teammate, and Force Master will be out, and Blade Master is now on with the chase, and the Soul Fighter looking like he wants to continue on trying to get this second kill, but doesn't allow it. So this is going to be Team Tab losing their first member, so probably a negative point off of that as well.
Yeah.
As we start off with them not having the best of starts.
Yeah, definitely not. But top left, when you until 50 players are left, everybody that dies within that time frame, it's going to be -1 point, -2 points. But right now we're at -1, and here we go. They were running away, but they got caught.
Okay, so Team MSL joining back in this fight and wants to punish Team Tab.
Yep.
Still going with this here, and I think Team Tab used their health boost a little bit early. Do they have another one? That's the question, because we're still looking at them on very low HP. Still having to fight this very much a disadvantage fight. The Blade Master using the ultimate, but really not too much avail, and it feels like Team Tab is just struggling. As you can see, this 2v1 action between MSO and this Blade Dancer, not the one you're looking for, and gonna lose their second member just like that.
Oh.
And the third member as well.
All right, so what just happened was MSL, they were doing a 2v1, and while that was happening, the assassin was keeping the other member, at bay by webbing him and by just stalling him, by CCing him for a very long time, so that 2v1 could finish and come back for that the last member finish, and that actually just happened. And Team Tab, they thought they were in the safe when they ran away, because usually here in this game, when they start running away and they're not in range for any CCs or any item use, they just let them go, because when they run at the same speed, it's like unlimited. So they're always going to be that same, space or gap apart if they're going to just constantly run straight. But Team Tab, they thought they were in the safe. They were looting in that house, and eventually they got found out and they died.
So that's a little bit unfortunate for Team Tab. Might have even lost their third member without us even seeing them, so has been confirmed. So looking at some of these items that these players have picked up, this is going to be Team Quarch. Looking like they want to hide behind this corner. Usually we see this in school. When you're a class clown, you have to kind of sit in that corner for a very long time as your teacher wants to punish you in the most dangerous of ways. But we are going to see them with the Shadow Veil for our Blade Dancer, and Shadow Veil is picked up very much on that number 5, so unless you get the Master Hong, and feels like it's a good item to go with, unless you want to go with Sky Jump as another additional option as well.
Yeah, so we see a lot of glue summons, we see a lot of Sky Jumps as well, like you said, if that player is not holding Master Hong. But here we go, another team caught here, Prey, that I was talking about. This team is the passive team. They're a team that needs to hide rather than fight, and they're in a fight right now.
So we saw the group summon being procced, so it's gonna get at least some of the members on the safe zone, but you can see that all 3 players are going for this one player alone from Team Prey, and still able to get away finally for now. The cat is in a lot of danger, but still, the Summoner and the BM still trying to keep themselves alive, as you can see that Prey is really not wanting this fight, and MSL is trying to force it. So far, MSL is getting what they want.
Yeah, they definitely know When you see a Strength Zapper just doing
Strength
a ton
Zapper.
of damage here. But yeah, like you said, they don't want to fight, but MSL, they're not afraid. Like I said, they're the 6th place team, and they know that they're one of the strongest teams in this losers match, so they're confident. They're always picking fights. They're playing kind of like ABC from Group A, where they were looking around, running around to look for fights. And Prey definitely does not want to fight, but it feels like they're going to get picked off one by one.
But it's sort of this thing that was kind of mentioned in the interview that, you know, even if you don't want to fight, if you get in a fight, don't run away from the fight. Because that's basically a losing strategy, because you're going to be just having your backs to your opponents, and eventually going to be chasing you all the way down to the end. You'll end up losing players just like they did. And Prey ends up losing 2 players. I think the Summoner is the one that stayed alive until the end, so we'll be able to stay alive to see what he can do for the rest of the game.
All right, well, AOA, did they get it? No, all 3 players of AOA is alive. I just saw 1 player on the screen, so I thought, you know, they got in a fight. But I also wanted to talk about how while all these other fights were going on, in the background in the kill feed, Loyal was just picking up so many kills.
Okay.
Because I couldn't even count, so I'm pretty sure they already have like 6+ kills by now. So I'm curious as to how many kills they got, but here we go. The circle is getting very, very small. And we still have 46 players. So usually in the group stages, we start with 45. But now, I think we're at the 3rd circle that's almost done closing, and we have 46. So this is a lot of players alive for such a small circle.
Yeah, nearly a quarter of the entire player base gone after these first few circles. And we're looking at Wrong. Team Wrong WR going against TSG, and you can see that the Force Master is going to be the primary target for Team WR, but Strength Zapper being procced. Will it hit? I think it did miss, but the Force Master still at very low health outside the circle, so you see that you have to be a little bit more careful, and the Force Master is definitely abandoned by his teammates, and it's just going to go down in a hurry. Team TSG losing their Force Master down to 2.
All right, well, look at this. Master Hong already procced here. We saw this happen in Group B while we were doing the Group B stage.
Sao Kim.
Yeah, we had the early Master Hong proc. He was knocked out into the Spirit Wall, and he was trying to run in and ended up dying.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when the circle is not small enough for you to kind of be the bully and use all the AoEs and all the CCs in the middle of the circle. When it's super early and you're in a fight and you're at the tip of the circle, that's not the place that you want to be. And look at this. You see that the Spirit Wall is very close. And when this starts closing and you're still fighting, as Master Hong, you're going to die.
I mean, you can see that he's swinging his arms, swinging his legs very, very quickly, but he's actually moving at a very slow speed. That's the sad part. So he doesn't outrun a Spirit Wall, so it's really not the best of recommendations to go for Master Hong this early in the game, but we'll see how they make of it, because it seems like Sam is going to be getting onto their own fight against Team Bricey, but it's actually Breezy, but it actually didn't turn out to be anything so far. The BM is still being targeted. Gonna get knocked up, and these 3 players are still at it. I wonder where the other teammates of Breezy are at the moment. Another Sky Jump.
Yeah, all right, Sky Jumps to escape, but he just falls back down. And like you said, the rest of the team actually on the minimap, you can see that they're very far spread out. They're doing a 1-1-1 split, I think, and right now they're kind of coming together. But if you see the minimap on the right side where that one Breezy member is getting picked on, there's at least 5 teams around that area. So that's going to be a crazy third party going on back to back to back. But we're back to the Master Hong here.
Yeah, so the KFM for AUA. Still wanting to maintain all the attention. The circle is getting smaller now to significant enough that the Master Hong can actually start doing its fervor, but we're going to see what Master Hong can do now that the KFM does come in and now tries to get some damage onto Team Wrong. The BM is going to be the initial target, but no real damage so far.
Yeah, no real damage, and you guys can see that everybody else is starting to get to the safe zone, coming into the circle, and it's going to start the chaotic war zone that we're used to seeing. But this is going to be a lot more chaos here compared to the group stages, like I said. So many players alive. 38 players alive in this small circle. And the next circle is going to be smaller. And we're going to just be seeing just everybody just hitting and using skills. And probably praying that they get the last hits.
But here's Team Loyal, a team that was very hungry for kills. Really now targeting Team Wrong, and it was going to get the Blade Master
Alright,
and the Blade
another
Dancer
kill.
looking like he's going to go down very, very soon. And the Force Master is now by himself. Nothing for him to do. It's going to be Team Wrong just eliminated just like that. And Team Loyal, as always, are going to be our favorites coming into this losers matchup. And now gets targeted by the Master Wrong. This can get interesting.
All right, Master On, the AOE Master On, Force Master has been that Master On for a very long time. We'll see if that's going to cause Team Loyal any problems here, because Team Loyal is definitely one of the teams, one of the favorites to get up into that grand finals in a very high ranking fashion here.
We're going to see what the Master Wrong can do. Now the cooldown does run out. You're not feeling as confident anymore once you run out of that costume, but still looking towards getting these damage onto this Blade Master as we look at the other side of the action as well. KFM for AOA, initially it was the Master Hong, but now gets out of the costume.
Costume party's over.
Costume party is definitely over, but we'll see if anybody else gets into costume party. I don't know if a lot of Manticores have been hunted.
Yeah.
We didn't get too much of a sighting for that from the observers, so we'll kind of have to watch out if anybody does have that Master Hong up on their sleeve, and we'll take that costume out once again.
Yeah, but I also want to mention Byung-Hyun Jun from Team Loyal. He's already at 7 kills by himself. So
yeah, the gunslinger.
That team is just getting insane amount of kills. Now, this is Oh my goodness, that gravitational pull in the middle. You saw that.
Oh, look at that damage.
My goodness.
Oh, another one. That's going to be gravity pull once again, and still doing so much damage. And that is basically a nuclear bomb in the small radius, and still feels like we still have too many members on this little circle. 24 after we get 4 members just lost like that, and 2 more on the way. And Greasy, you can see that the Warden is getting 5 kills in a row now, and that's a lot of rampage that we're seeing from a lot of these players. And these gravity pulls in this late game serving to be a very, very useful tool. Now we're already down to 18 players suddenly.
Byung-Hyun Jun, 11 kills by himself. Holy moly. But yeah, I think definitely that gravity surge that people are using back-to-back now that the circle is very small is just proving to be very, very useful, because if your teammates are alive, you can call out the gravity surge and then you can call out for a strength zapper at the same time, which is going to give you and get you a ton of kills.
Yeah, but Team Loyal is still trying to stay strong on this one. And they do have all 3 members, with the Gunslinger getting very low on HP. And it seems like he will just die out. So after all those kills that he was able to collect, he will die out in 15th place. So although the Team Loyal did get a lot of kills due to his benefit, but we're going to see more and more come through as 14 players are trying to fight it out until the end, with just about 5 teams left to go. And you can see that most of the teams are full in their roster, and feels like anyone can right now win this with all 3 players alive.
All right, well, it seems like nobody is turning into Master Hong. They might have just used it early game. We saw some of the teams use it early on. Some strength zappers being thrown, with the toxic clouds being thrown down as well. A lot of the items you got. Gravity surge
again, and we didn't see any strength zapper connect on that one, but still feels like a lot of damage is being done. The health boost coming in from some of these members, but still 12 players left to go. As we're going to see, the Soul Fighter for bonus very, very low on HP. And actually the Summoner for bonus will go down in the end. So Team Bonus feels like they're going to lose a lot of their members in this rotation.
We do see some last-minute strength zappers being thrown, and this is just going crazy. All the AoEs are being procced, the Lightning Try as well as the BD ult going on here. And I'm pretty sure by now a lot of these players used up all their items. That's why we're not seeing too much.
Okay, so we're still looking at 7 players left with 4 teams left to go. Team Loyal confirmed now at 4, so that's going to get a pretty decent rank point with a lot of kills that they've had, but we're now down to 3 teams that we've been looking at for a long time, as Team Tag is the only team that has all 3 members, so they might be the favorites to win this one, as we're going to see a 3v1 now at the end. Looking like this is going to be it, and Team Tag should be able to pick up this 33 points.
Wow.
With very much things confirmed. And is that it? That's going to be the last play. Oh, actually, Team Bonus had 1 member up in the sky, but definitely will not be staying alive for any longer. And Team Tag looking like they're going to pick up those 33 points with a lot of kills collected as well.
All right, well, excuse excuse me, Team Tag was actually the 7th place team from Group A. And just by looking at the way they played with picking up a lot of kills and being able to stay alive as a 3-man team, this proves that Group A was just so strong. It's not that Team Tag was bad. They played their best and they are a decent team. They're a decently strong team that you guys can tell by how well they played here in this first round of the losers match with all 3 members being alive. Just Group A was just very, very strong.
Yeah, so speaking of Group A, we were thinking that Loyal would do something crazy here, but they do end up in 4th, I'm sure, with a lot of kills, but altogether, Tag is the one that collects the most points, I would have to see, with 33 rank points to probably a lot of those kill points coming for them for sure. So gonna have to wait to get the final results of where everybody stands after that first round. It's been a pretty chaotic one, especially in the late game with a lot of members still alive in that last few circles. And a lot of these gravity surges really created havoc for a lot of these players who got affected by the AoE damage, especially from the strength sapper that came through.
Definitely, and now I'm pretty sure these guys are thinking what I'm thinking. You know, until the last circle, if you're a team, you know, having at least 2 members alive, right? Save Gravity Surge, save Strength Sapper, and then just do a combo of that a couple times, and I think you'll be able to pick up a lot of kills, or maybe at least, you know, get rid of the Chaotic War Zone by using those item combinations.
Yeah, good stuff there, and we did get a confirmation that Loyal actually got 16 kills as a team.
Yeah.
That is insane. I think 11 of them went to the Gunslinger all by himself, so very much a props to them, and we knew that they were going to be a top performer coming to today. One of the best teams in Group A, just didn't get that number 5 spot. They come into this losers match looking like they are the favorites, and I guess with those 16 kills, they must be first at this point.
Yeah, definitely, because you say 16 kills, but I'm looking at the previous records. You guys can see the individual player records, but while this is being shown, Team Loyal during the group stages, throughout all 4 rounds, they were only able to get 15 total kills.
Wow.
Today, in 1 round, they were able to surpass what they did in 4 rounds by getting 16 kills. So,
in just 1 round, yeah.
Yeah. So this team definitely is out for blood, like ABC was during the group stages. So I'm pretty sure Loyal is not worried about not making it in.
So look at this, Byung-in Jun from Loyal, the Gunslinger, actually got 12 kills out of the 16. So you can see that he has surpassed everybody in the table, with the 2nd place from Team Sam getting 5 kills. So that's a very, very job well done by the Gunslinger, and feels like the Gunslinger still is very, very valid as long as you use it correctly.
Yeah, and you guys can also see Breezy's Warden is up there with the 6 kills as well. So yeah, we haven't seen. All right, this is the total score of all the teams, teammates' individual rankings added up together. We thought Team Tag was gonna be first, but 16 kills.
So many kills.
I can't. You know, that's it. 16 kills. Byung-in Jun getting 12 by himself. It's almost as if he did better than get first place by staying alive.
Yeah, so Team Tag, although they did get those 33 points, 6 kills is all they got. So not as many as we expected. So they kind of turned it on in the late game, which got them the first place, but definitely is not the better team when compared to Loyal. So Loyal getting that first place overall, even though they didn't get the first place in rank, means that they're going to go in pretty happy coming back to this round 2, I'm sure with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens starting the next round.
So we're going to go to a commercial break, guys, and once we're back, round 2 of this losers match coming up.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
경기 함께 보시죠. 강덕이 또 네, 권사 강덕이니
숫자 하나 쪽에 무조건 유리하죠.
그렇죠. NNG 하나, HGM 둘.
설마?
하나 이렇게 되면은
파이널 포스면서 일단 이제좀 버텼고요.
피가 힘들어요. 박승영 아웃됐나요?
아웃됐습니다.
그냥 곁들어 버리네요.
이렇게 한 명은 아까 전 생존해서 도망간 걸로 봤거든요.
네. 오, 안 보이게.
하지만
살살.
이글거리는 느낌.
예, 살살.
이글.
자, 그래 끝까지.
또.
벌 쏘고. 뒤도 돌아보지 말아요.
아니 완전
뒤 돌아보면 죽어요.
완전 페이크인데요. 반응 속도.
네.
또 강윤희.
예, 저 칼 들고 쫓아오는 거 보이시죠? 김진성 얼마나 무서워라.
근데 앞에 이건 누구죠? 앞에 하나 더. 시간 아직까지 13초는 안전하니까요.
예.
계속 저 앞에서 그거 막기 하고 있는 거 봐요. 누가
예.
때릴까봐.
예.
와, 또 막기. 혹시 누가 때릴까봐 이재준.
그래서 현재 12 시즌 자리예요.
오, 펜트하우스는 좀 높죠 위치가.
네.
이런 센스. 중력으로 당겨서.
와,
니네 거기 있어.
아니 이런 센스.
14명.
이재준.
중요. 그래 되겠어. 여기서.
자 이거 던질 수 있는 거는 좀
지금 여기서 막타. 우와,
전혜진 킬 캐치 장난 아닙니다. 전혜진 또 킬.
정혜진이요.
네.
이재준이 돼도 좋다. 이거 완전 이재준 플레이거든요.
네.
그렇죠.
무조건 숨습니다 이거.
한 번 더 쪼여들면서 이거
그렇죠.
진행되면은
자,
여기서 위험한 선수.
고치 한 명.
킥.
같이 나오고 있고.
그렇죠.
모아서.
우와.
킴 NNG 박지영 아웃.
링검이.
빵 계속
킬하고 있어요.
빵. 역사 이게 역사예요. 호란 씨 이게 역사다. 역사 김다운.
역사는 죽지 않아요.
않습니다.
성진아 생각난다. 네가 했던 빵이 역사로.
이렇게 되면
이거 15점.
토탈 MS 대결을 모두 마쳤습니다. 와 진짜 마지막 이게 소위 꾸준히 잘했고요.
네, 꾸준히 좋은 점수 내면서.
그리고 오비 팀도 이제 뭐 마지막 라운드 그리고
NNG.
진짜 전장의 지배자들이거든요.
마지막 라운드에서 광탈했지만
30분부터 시작되는데요. 다음 주 펼쳐지는 패드전도 많은 분들 관심 부탁드리면서 저희는 여기서 인사드리겠습니다. 여러분 모두 입쇼.
탄탄한 스토리와 임팩트 강한 타격감, 동서양의 조화를 내세운 그래픽으로 유저들의 사랑을 받아온 MMORPG 블레이드&소울. 하지만 무엇보다 블레이드&소울이 오랜 명성을 이어올 수 있었던 이유는 바로 e스포츠와의 성공. 2014년 격투 콘텐츠 비물을 활용 관전 모드를 도입해 e스포츠로 도약할 준비를 마친 것은 물론 이묘한과 홍진호의 스페셜 매치로 2천여 명의 관중을 환호케 하며 화제몰이에 성공했는데, 또한 한중 최강자를 가리는 국가대항전을 개최 총상금 3억 원 규모로 확대 리그의 격을 높인 결과 티켓 오픈 4분 만에 매진을 기록하며 글로벌 무대로의 진출 가능성까지 입증했다. 그리고 2015년 본격적인 세력 확장에 나선 블레이드&소울. 첫 e스포츠 정규 리그인 블레이드&소울 토너먼트로 축포를 쏘아올린 후 매년 수준 높은 경기로 유저들을 열광케 했는데 특히 월드 챔피언십으로 해외 유저들에게 문파 대전으로 일반 유저들에게 기회의 장을 열어주며 e스포츠로의 진입 장벽을 낮추는 데 앞장선 블레이드&소울. 또한 2016년에는 변수 창출이 가능한 태그 매치로 2017년에는 싱글과 태그를 혼합한 믹스 매치로 경기 방식을 진화시키며 대회의 완성도를 높이기 위한 도전을 멈추지 않았는데 물론 경기 외적인 성장도 놓치지 않았다. 2016년부터 피버 페스티벌을 개최하며 e스포츠를 단순한 게임 리그가 아닌 함께 즐기는 문화축제로 성장시킨 것. 이렇듯 끊임없는 변화의 노력으로 국내 유일무이한 MMORPG e스포츠로 우뚝 선 블레이드&소울. 그리고 2019년 이제 이 모든 것을 새로운 콘텐츠로 함께한다. MMORPG의 혁명, 배틀로얄로 펼쳐지는 사슬 군도가 그 주인공. 천라지망이 조여오는 전장 속에서 총 90명의 선수가 최고의 조합과 전략을 선보이며 최후의 생존자가 되기 위한 사투를 벌인다. 과연 사슬 군도 첫 정규 리그에서 초대 챔피언의 영광을 가져갈 팀은 어디인지 그 치열한 생존 배틀이 지금 펼쳐진다.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Welcome back everyone to our Shotgun Owls feature of our Blade and Soul Tournament Korea, and we're back for round 2. And after round 1 was, I would say honestly, quite a havoc. It was a very chaotic round 1, and I didn't even see who the winner was until it was over.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of strength efforts going around with gravity pulls and like all those put together. It's created in 4 kills, 8 kills, all in 1 second. You know, a lot of those actions happening. Can we expect the same in round 2, though?
Yeah, I definitely think it will happen, if not more people surviving.
Oh, goodness.
Till the smaller circle, because, you know, this 60-man round is actually, it's the first time for us as well, because during the group stages, it was only 45, and by the time the circle got that small, we thought during the group stages it was chaotic and like a havoc, but now experiencing this, I kind of miss Group A and B, because during then, now I think in my head, I probably could see and, you know, cast better when it was maybe 15, 20 players rather than 30, 40 players being alive. And when that was happening, like you said, the gravity surge and the strength sapper and the toxic clouds, it's like all the colors and the effects and everything just, especially the gravity surge, right? It pulls everybody in, and that happens within a second, and all the fight, everything just changes. So like if you're thinking, all right, if you're a player, I'm gonna do this, and you're communicating with your teammate, I'm gonna airborne him, we're gonna kill him. You're thinking that and prepping for that, and then you get pulled in, everything just goes to dust. You have to react, change everything, and do something totally different, right? So that happens to the players, but we're just watching.
It happens the same thing. It happens to us as well. Like we plan on
we're
about to say. We're about to say this, and this is gonna happen. Then we have to change everything up, and we have to react, and everything just goes out the window. So it's like, man, that gravity surge, it surprised a lot of people. Not only the players in game, but even to us as the viewers. So, man, it was a very tough game to follow. I would have to say honestly, with all those gravity surges coming in, and just warping in 20 players at the time. That happens when you have about 30, 40 players left in the very small circle that we did in round 1. So round 2, I would say, I think you're right. I think we might have, if not more, of what we just had in round 1 to have a lot of these chaotic fights, and maybe just come into this situation where we're going to have a lot of kills happening right around the late game, more so in the mid game, because not a lot of people are going out hunting.
Yeah, so, we did still see early fights, but that only happens when the looting area is overlapped. So those early fights will conclude early. That's why we call it early fights. And then when that concludes, maybe 1, maybe 2 teams will die out, possibly 3. But then still, that's only 6 to 9 players being out of 60 players. And then after the early fight ends, there's basically no mid-game fights until the circle gets super small, because when the early fights end and everybody's spread out evenly, they're going to stay alive. They're going to want to stay alive for the rank points, which brings everybody to that small circle. And, it happens in what round 1 happened. And in round 2, what I kind of want to see change is more teams going for the Manticores, more Master Hongs in the smaller circle, because in round 1, I don't think we saw one Master Hong in the small circle.
Yeah, it was we saw one Master Hong in the entirety.
Yeah,
that was
AOA.
around the mid game. From mid game, from AOA, and we saw that in the mid game. Then we never got to see any more Master Hongs throughout the entire game. That's a little bit boring, because I like to see a lot of Master Hongs. When 3 Master Hongs are summoned at the same time in the late game, and they just kind of AOAing, starting each other, dragging everybody forward, and those are the fun times. And we saw a lot of that from groups A and B, but not really much coming from this losers match that we have right now. So players playing a little bit scared, I would have to say, especially around the mid game where there's no hunting going on. We saw that mostly coming from Loyal, but any other team, we didn't really see specifically go out and trying to get those kills.
Exactly, and we even saw some teams, quote-unquote, turn their backs on their enemies to try to run away. And you were talking about how, that's not how you want to go, because the moment you turn your backs to try to run away, in your head, you know your team is not as strong, so you think running away is the best case scenario. However, turning your backs onto a stronger opponent because you want to survive just means you're going to get hit in the back and eventually die out anyways. So maybe fighting a battle, even though you're a little bit at a disadvantage, might have a higher chance of at least one surviving, or like we saw in the VCR, just use the cooldown refresh and just at least have one player run away to try to get a little bit more rank points. But mostly we're just having and seeing a lot of passive teams.
Yeah. And speaking of those passive plays of trying to maintain at least 1 or 2 players on the map, I think having 3 players on a team for Shackle, I think it's much more important than any other battle royales we've seen. It's like sometimes you can have these one carries where this player does everything by himself, and we've seen that in other games in the past. But in Shackle, if you have 3 players and the opponent has 2, most likely that the team with the 3 players is going to win every single time. And the strength level is just so insane of where you want to really maintain all your 3 players all the way to the end. Of course, to try to get those 33 points in the end. But most importantly, just try to win fights whenever you get into them.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to disagree. And like you were talking about other battle royales, I'm going to just be straightforward. Like a shooting battle royale, 1 player can kill 3 people.
Yes, true.
In this game, whatever class you are,
doesn't
one
really
of
kill
it
3.
is not going to be able to kill 3, or not probably not even 2. You're going to have a hard time killing 2.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like maybe if they add like a headshot mechanic here, where if you land your skill or if you land your auto attack onto the opponent's head, you do like double damage or something. Like if that's not added, or if any critical changes do not happen where 1 player remaining could defeat 2 or 3 players, like Joel was talking about, that's not going to happen. Just having all 3 members alive is definitely crucial. When you lose 1, stick as 2 to probably or possibly get a pick or maybe even a kill steal. But when you're a one-man team and the rest of your teammates died, you're just going to have to just hide.
I really do.
Yeah, that's the only option left.
And that's another thing that we want to talk about, because a lot of these teams are starting to experiment with splitting up their teams to try to get a wider separation to get as much loot as they can. But it's not really worth it, though, because once that 1 player who is split gets picked off, you're down to a huge disadvantage for the rest of the game compared to if you had 3 players in the map for the whole time.
Yeah. So, I was just thinking in my head, like you start with 3 players, so it's like 33% strength level for each player.
Yeah.
Right? But then that's not how I think it. So usually if you divide it evenly, it would be that.
Okay.
33%, 0.3333. But when you lose one player, you don't minus 33%. I think when you lose one player,
You lose a whole lot
you
more.
lose like 60%.
Yeah.
Because how we were talking about how a 3v3 and a 3v2, just because you lost one member doesn't mean you're still at 60-something% strength level. By losing one, you lose like 60, and by losing your second, you literally lose all 100 of your battle strength.
Sure.
So when you're just one member alive, you're not gonna fight. You're not gonna win fights. So I don't know. It just feels like in this battle royale, stay as 3 and stay alive, or if you're gonna split up, just hide somewhere until the end. But
I wouldn't even recommend splitting up in the first place because I don't think it's worth splitting up just to get more farm, just to get more in-game items to stack up on those wider area loots. I just don't think it's worth it because that risk is just too high for the reward you're getting. I don't think it's just nearly as high.
Yeah, it definitely isn't because when you're spread apart, for example, since we're talking about splitting apart, you can't hunt the Manticore.
Yes, true.
If you get caught, right? If you get caught, you're dead. You're literally just, if you get caught, you're dead. And in this battle royale, in this Blade and Soul Shackled Out, it's not like we have bushes where you hide and you kind of, in a way, camouflage. There's no camouflaging. And you guys, if you played the game, you would understand
Very
that,
easy to spot your opponents.
Compared to other battle royales, it's not like, where your point of view is as a player. It's hard to spot other players, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy. And that's what I'm saying. Like splitting up, like you said, like I was just giving an example of what they could do if you split up, but I definitely don't recommend it, and I don't think it's worth it at all. There's no return, I don't think.
It's like when you're trying to catch a mouse in your house. Sometimes you don't see the mouse because they just kind of move around really fast, and like they're kind of small, so it's kind of hard to spot sometimes, especially in the dark. But in this game, it's like you're trying to hunt out an oversized rat.
Yeah.
That is very, very easy to see, and you'll be able to kill it because it's so big. You can just hunt it down with anything you throw it at it. It'll probably hit it. So literally is the kind of the premise of this game right now at this moment. Unless things change, just you're so vulnerable if you're by yourself, and you do not win 1v2 fights.
Nope.
It just doesn't happen here.
Yeah, it does not happen here. So we're talking about this split up part because in the first round we saw I think 1 to 2 teams kind of split apart.
Yeah.
And we saw one of their teammates, the split up team, get caught, and we saw them try to come help, but it was definitely way too late.
Yeah.
And by the time they get there, the 2 players will eventually die, so they decided not to fully commit to the help, which left them as a 2-man team, but still a little bit split apart. So it did not go well for them at all. And you're talking about how it's a high risk and a very low return, but I still think it's a high risk with no return. So
no return?
There's basically no reason for you to do that.
That's our tips.
Yeah.
That's our tips going to you guys. If you guys ever play Shackled Owls again, literally do not split up. Just if you're playing with randos, if you're playing with people that you've never seen in your life before, at least talk to them, or at least stay somewhat close to them. Just literally do not run away from them, because like we saw already from the 2 weeks and 1 game from this 3rd week, the more you split up, you just don't win.
Yeah, you're just definitely not going to win, and just bottom line, don't split up. Even though early game fights happen and you think your team is not going to be as strong as other teams, you have a better chance of sticking together and fighting a 3v3 fight rather than trying to run away, trying to hide or fight and get caught and end up doing a 1v3. So 3v3, and we saw in round 1 the early game fights that happened. Even though some of the teams that weren't as strong did get eliminated early, I still think it's a higher chance of trying to at least get 1 kill before you die, maybe focus down on 1 player, or when you do that, when you can't win a 3v3 and eliminate the whole team, focus on 1 player and force them to back off and maybe even group summon for them to buy time, which is going to buy your team time as well to regroup and recharge. So, I think just stick as 3, and when you get in a team fight where you think you can't win, just focus on 1 player and force them to run away and try to buy time, which will buy you guys time, and then maybe you can run away.
And just talking about a lot of these things, we're learning more and more as we watch the game. I think the players are learning as well, because what they thought coming initially into week 1 and thinking they know a lot of these stuff about the current state of Shackled Owls, it really has shifted a lot of heads in terms of what they previously thought and what really is once they realized and they tested out a couple of these ideas that they had. But overall, just being defensive, there's definitely nothing wrong with that at all. I think defensive is the first priority, and then you can be offensive once you have every one of your defensive sets on. But yeah, we have a lot of things that we have talked about in terms of Shackle Outs for this past few weeks. And of course, you guys are probably wondering why it's taking us such a long time. We had a delay. We try to prolong it as much as we can. The music is coming on, means that maybe we're about to get ready to go in this game.
Yep, it seems like we are almost ready to get in, and on your screen we do see Team Loyal, the team that got 16 kills and got first place. So we'll see what happens in round 2. Will they be dominant as they were in round 1, or will a new team come up to dominate the rest of the teams? Because I don't think I saw or felt that any other team was as strong in battle compared to Loyal. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because Loyal got 16 kills. I don't think we've seen any teams do that from groups A and B. But coming from Group A as the next best team they were at number 6 from those group stage rounds. They come in here looking like the favorites that they are, and feels like they can do it once again here. So we're ready to get into this game, guys. Let's get into round 2 finally to see if Loyal can do it once again. The blade comes down, and we are ready to go. And I wonder who that blade belongs to.
I told you, King Arthur.
But King Arthur's not a Blade and Soul character ending. I told you this last week.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Can you give me a different answer than King Arthur? You're just trying to be lazy with your answers nowadays.
No, King Arthur. Pulling out the blade from the rock. It's like,
oh goodness.
It's a very cliche thing to say when you see a blade stuck in a rock.
Yeah, I mean, when that rock is actually floating up in the air, chained up in shackles. That's the world we live in. We're on to the second game, guys, and we're here with Loyal once again.
Yep.
Very much going to Abandoned Village. Feels like it's going to be the favorites for a lot of these strong teams that are very battle-oriented. And battle-oriented they were in the first game, picking up 16 total kills. The Gunslinger picking up 12 kills all by himself.
Yep, and now we see Nikkei in the eastern side of the Abandoned Village, but you guys can see the minimap that some teams are still overlapping in the battle in the Abandoned Village. So Loyal on the southwestern side, they're alone, they're safe, they know, because they're confident because they're able to place themselves in the southern side of the Abandoned Village where the entrances are located, where they can gatekeep. They're confident in their battle strength, but look at this. AOA and Nikkei in the fight.
Yeah, but the Nikkei Soul Fighter came in initially, but lost more health in the end. Now AOE, all the other members are coming in inside this housing to join in on this fight, but you can see that KFN is on very low health. The Strength Temper does hit. It means that the KFN will die out, and the Summoner will die out as well. So AOA, after having their fun with Mad Strong in the first game, the second game not looking as strong, losing 2 members already here.
Ooh, will it be only 2 members because they're still in a fight? I think they might have lost all 3.
Could be.
Yeah, because we see 56,
oh, there it is. Yeah, that's
now,
the third member. The Force Master down and away.
Oh, look at
man.
this. You can see.
I think the guy's crying. He's crying.
Yeah, he's definitely. No, he's not
Oh,
crying.
he's
He
not
just
crying.
definitely
Okay.
feels
Confirmed
bad.
not
Yeah.
crying. Confirmed not crying.
He's
No Bible
not,
thumb.
yeah, he just feels bad.
Yeah.
So.
No Bible
Well,
thumb.
either way, this is what happens because, like I said before, just in case you guys forgot, in group stages, getting eliminated early still gives you 2 points per player. But now, you get -2 per player, and now AOA, they just got themselves -6.
And Breezy lost 2 players just now as well. They lost the first one way earlier, and they just now lost the Summoner on that instance. And we're looking at Team Wrong versus Team Kin. Team Kin looking towards the BM, trying to get him out of play, and feels like they're very, very close to getting that done. As long as Team Wrong wants to continue on fighting for, there's no health boost coming from any of the members, and now they're getting stuck in this AoE, and Team Wrong is losing a lot of HP for no reason at all. Gonna lose 2 members just like that.
All right, well, this is not how you want to bring your team out here, and just losing everybody back to back to back, and yeah, like you said, that's it.
Team Wrong, gone.
Oh yeah, and you know the funny thing?
Yeah?
You know how we were calling it Team Wrong? They're Team Worry.
Oh, Team, oh.
Yeah. No, well, like
it wasn't intentional, guys.
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
intentional.
it wasn't.
I didn't
I was just
mean for
looking
them to
through
be
it.
wrong, but they happened to be wrong.
Yeah, they're always making
it
the
was
wrong.
completely not intentional.
They're
It
making
was
the wrong
worrying.
calls, and we're
Yeah.
like in our heads like that's the wrong
They
call.
are the most wrong team.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
thinking in my
Yeah.
head, but it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
I really thought they were team wrong, but I
Yeah.
was team worry.
Yeah.
But
Well-
I guess there's not much to worry about when you already did.
Yeah. Well, wrong and worry, I think it's same
pretty similar.
Same difference because they're making the wrong calls, which will make their team worry, and it's like, worry, wrong, WR, same difference. But yeah, I don't know. I just saw it
no,
funny.
that was very funny because
Yeah.
I guess my true intentions
Yeah,
came
it came out.
Yeah, I was like I thought I remembered all the team names, but
Yeah.
goodness, team worry, guys. We don't have to worry about them anymore because they
they're
just
out.
happen to be wrong.
But anyways, yeah, we do see the circle. The first circle is finished closing. The new circle, phase 2 circle, will open up very soon. But in the meantime, we're going to see a lot of teams in the northwestern side near the abandoned village, and they're going to be crowded up. And if the circle opens up to the eastern side, that's going to cause a lot of fights, a lot of desperate fights before they move on into the circle.
Very true, and I wonder how many players we will have in the late circles this time around because
Yeah.
we've seen more action in the earlier game than we did in round 1. Seems like the players are somewhat adjusting to this environment with this new enemies that they have pretty much been adjusted to now after this first round. And second round looking a lot more comfortable for a lot of teams, especially Team Loyal, who already started off with a lot of kills already. It feels like more will be coming up. Team Breezy, we've already seen them lose 2 members early on here, and the Cat's Paw,
gosh.
everything involved, pulling everyone in, and that's going to be a 3v1 onslaught. And the Warden, although
staying alive.
I mean, it's a
Sky
tanky
jump?
character. It's a tanky character, but we'll
Oh,
just
gets
come
pulled
back
down.
down. But yep, a Warden
Gone.
cannot tank forever. That's kind of what we've learned, and Breezy will be out just like that.
Yeah, very unfortunate because Breezy's Warden, like I was talking about, his individual rank was pretty high in after round 1. He got 6 kills. He got a pretty high rank point, so I think he was placed 6th out of the individual player rankings. However, now getting eliminated 49th place is not going to be good enough for his team as well as himself for the rankings.
Yeah, Team Prey losing a lot of members as well. I think that was their last member, losing to Team Nikkei. Team Sam, we know they were one of the last teams to stay alive in round 1. And they do have all 3 members staying alive in this round 2, and want to keep it that way. You can already see that more teams are being hunted down by Team Loyal, Team Witch, the Summoner, getting caught off and even gets pulled in, I should say. And this 3v1 action will definitely end in the way that we have most predicted, and the Summoner will die out to the hands of the Gunslinger once again, getting a lot of kills for himself.
It's very unfortunate, and I also want to call out that Team Witch, who just died, one of the members, his team is still alive, and one of them is actually separated very, very far away. So I don't know if it was intentional for them to kind of stay spread apart, or maybe they got picked off and they called saying that you guys, you can abandon me to stay alive. But either way, the other player that was alive that I was talking about is at Crossroads, which is southeast of this new circle, and they were very far, so no help was definitely gonna come through. And I'm still looking through the map while the rotations are happening to see if any other teams are spread apart, if any other teams are kind of grouped up together but not fighting, to see anything interesting. But other than that team that we just saw, Team Witch, everybody is staying together, everybody is fighting together, so we'll see.
Well, there's
that's
saw
the
a bit
last
of Team Witch, and yeah, the BM going down means that it's going to be the end. See the Strength Sapper doing a lot of damage onto one of the members, but still going to be very much back and forth between Team Tam and Team Sam. 2 teams that want to try to get as many kills in this mid game before they enter this new circle.
So far right now, it feels like a 2v2 that's going on, or is it a 2v3? Oh, it's a 2v3. Yeah, we're talking about how 2v3, the 2 is definitely at a disadvantage. We'll see what happens, what the outcome will be here.
Team Tab with all 3 members trying to go
There
for
we
the
go.
BM, and the Soulfighter now
Soulfighter
coming in
nice.
for the help, and the BM, can he stay alive? Any type of health recovery is going to be required here, but He's using tab escape, but nothing else to really get away from all this. The health boost finally coming along, but still, he's gonna lose some HP along with it.
All right, well, right now the other member of Zam sky jumped and he's trying to escape, and you see him in the air. All right, so both of them use the sky jump, okay, to escape. They knew that this fight was not gonna go their way, no matter what, and he gets pulled down.
Gravity Surge, that's gonna result in the BM dying out. And Team Sam will be down to one last member, and even though the Soulfighter does get away, feels like this is not what he completely wanted, as there's not much to do in Shackle Dolls when you're all by yourself.
Yeah. Talking about how, you know, a one-man team, the best that he can do is stay alive for rank points. The second best thing he can do is kind of wait it out to see a third, like try to third party and kill steal someone. But even kill stealing is going to, you know, give away your position and turn the attention to you. So I don't know what he's gonna do by himself, but look at this. Zam, I don't know what. Oh, he's gonna go in.
What? Maybe he was pulled. Could be possible, but
saw at least two members.
Yeah. Either he was really brave or he was really wrong. For a lot of the examples that we already put out so far.
Yeah, he's gonna get 3v1. I don't know what was going through his head.
I mean, I think he could have been Gravity Surge. You don't think so?
No. He went in.
He went in. Okay.
Yeah, Zam, I don't know.
Confirmed. Suicidal.
Like when things like this happen is when I use the word I don't know, because I literally don't know why.
Yeah.
He went into a 3v1 scenario.
Well, that guy's doing the right thing. Going
yeah.
invisible, Shadow Veil to get out, and that KFM's really tall, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That's a really tall KFM. I think that's the tallest KFM I've seen in this game.
That's very long legs.
Very long legs. Not as long of arms, but very long legs.
Well, you need long legs to do your Rising Dragon to be effective.
All those karate kicks out there? That's what you're referring to? Okay.
Alright, well.
Well, he runs away. That's good for long legs.
Oh, yeah, that too. Alright, here we go. Loyal.
Out for blood. Out for blood once again, and they're going to be going on towards Team Guang. It feels like the Gunslinger will continue to put on so much damage, and the Summoner trying to fight back here, trying to support his teammate, but it is a 3v2. Looking like Team Loyal will pick up 2 more kills out of all of this. The BM going down, and the Summoner now by himself. And the hunting continues on, and as long as they find a Summoner inside this housing, the Strength Sapper being procced, but
holding it.
Not going to release it right away.
They threw it, I don't think it landed, and there we go. Huang's Summoner goes down, and Team Loyal once again, like they were in round 1, just going to look for fights, looking for kills, and Byung-Yeon Jun, the Gunslinger, already recording 5 kills.
5 kills for the Gunslinger is going to be a good thing for them, and it's exactly what they wanted when they initially came to Group A. Wanted to get a lot of kills and tried to go on this rampage and try to pick up a lot of rank points with it. And that's what they wanted in Group A. They did partially that, but not enough to be top 5. But being the top 6 team as they are, come into this losers match really wanting to dominate, and so far they're doing a good job of it.
All right, well, you do have this 3v2 going on.
Yep, and the Blade Dancer very much down to death, and the Soul Fighter very close to it as well. So Gunslinger picking up another kill, adding to his collection of kills that he's had.
Yeah, and that one member that was alive runs away, and Master Hong is procced by Core Shear. I'm not gonna say super early, but still I think this is a little bit early to proc the Master Hong. Not bad, because it's not as big, the circle, so it's not gonna have a hard time trying to get into the circle. However, you get more out of it when the circle's smaller, and proc Master Hong, it buys your team more time. It raises the percentage of you as Master Hong getting kills.
You definitely want to try to have it where it won't run out until the end of the game. So you can see that the Master Hong right now summon might just run out at the blink of the last minutes of the game, but we'll have to see about that. As we're going to see what the Master Hong can do, as the circle is moderately big at the moment. You can see the next closure is going to be coming in very soon, in about 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness, another kill going through Byung-Yeon Jun, I think. Oh, this, okay, yeah, that's a different.
Yep, the Gunslinger getting another kill onto the Force Master. It's going to be confirmed, and another one.
Goodness.
They're really just collecting kills at this point.
8 kills.
Blade Dancer dying out to the Gunslinger for Loyal. 9 kills for him, and still looks like he wants more out of this one.
All right, well, you just saw Loyal when that fight was almost about to conclude. They came in to kind of third party and not allow the winning team to heal up. But in the meantime, we do have MSL versus Tarot, and the Spirit Wall is closing in. They're being forced to rotate in, and look at how many people are waiting.
That is going to be a gravity surge of a lifetime. If you can pull it right there on that northern side, that is going to be money.
That definitely will be money. And there we go. I think we just saw one of the gravity surges being used on the top left side.
Well, Master Hong looking for something here.
Alright, well, we do have like 3 different patches of fights going on here.
Oh,
the
that gravity surge right in the middle. Didn't see any strength tappers follow it, so didn't result in basically 8 players going down all at once as we get a moment of silence.
Ooh, but the Master Hong knockback just literally got 3 kills.
Yeah, all 3 players dead outside the Spirit Wall. And
oh my goodness. Now, I don't think those kills, just because Master Hong pushed them out, goes to the Master Hong player. So basically, you just lost 3 kills. There's gonna be 3 kills missing if you die to the Spirit Wall.
oh, look at the Soul Fighter from Loyal just sneakily trying to
the
pick up this
backup
Blade
does
Dancer.
game.
The backup is very, very nice from the Blade Master. The Blade Dancer does get away with very low health. Can he stay alive for any longer? That's the question, because the Gunslinger came in to help out the Soul Fighter, and Loyal looking like they want to be on the winning end once again as they pick on this Blade Master trying to kill him off.
Feels like Master Hong is like in the mainland, kind of punishing his students, and then in the back behind the tent, we have like 2 little kids kind of arguing, and that's what's happening. Ooh, TSG Blade Master almost died to the Spirit Wall.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the Blade Master for Tab, who was in that fight a little bit earlier, still stay out of this action.
Oh my goodness, look at him!
To stay behind this camp. Okay, the Master Hong does get pulled in. It's a good chance for Master Hong to do a lot of damage actually, but he's getting very much CC'd every time he does.
Alright, this is the last circle right now, so after this, the Spirit Wall will close in all the way, and the Toxic Cloud is going to be doing a lot of damage.
12 players down to 10 now as we get to the late game, and so many of these one-man squads looking like they want to be the top-ranked team at the end, but it's going to be able to accomplish that as we see Loyal lose their first member finally, but it feels like they can be the favorites along with Tarot to win this game all in all. But
Young Che goes down as well, so 2 members of Loyal goes down, I think.
Okay, so it's going to be the one last member for Loyal looking to Gunslinger do by himself. As we are looking at also Team Tag, see what they can do.
Look at this, Byung-Hyun Jun playing it smart. He's allowing the 1v1v1 to happen, and he wants a third party, but gets found by KHS. Soul Fighter versus Gunslinger. Warden versus Blade Dancer here.
So it's going to be a 1v1v1v1 action.
Yeah.
Free for all, as we can see. And oh, the Gunslinger gets knocked back just a little bit, but doesn't get affected too much by the Spirit Wall. And the Warden now getting damaged. Now you can see how the Warden's tankiness is really helping out here in this late game.
Seems like Byung-Hyun Jun does not have any heals left in his item storage, and my
trying
goodness.
to kill
Is that kill steal gonna happen?
I think it might, as long as he gets the last hit on that Soul Fighter, should be able to, but the Gunslinger, but getting a really dangerous, and look at that. I think that was a strength stepper at the end.
3 kills
by the Blade Dancer. Will confirm 2 kills all by himself, and Loyal, although they did get so many kills to probably end up in first again, it feels like Loyal could have done a lot more to get that first place for the Gunslinger at the end.
That's what happens when there's 4 players alive free-for-all, and 2 players are trying to get the last hit of the knocked player, and 3 players are basically stuck together, and the Strength Sapper is just going to get a one-shot 3 kill and get a win.
That's true, and the Blade Dancer ultimate to finish off the kill was what we saw there. So very nicely done for that Blade Dancer, who did pick off 3 kills at the end. The Gunslinger for Loyal, I would have to say, was a little bit greedy, trying to pick up that last hit to get 1 more kill. I'm sure he had so many kills already to go on with it, but still he feels like he was going to greed over that until the very end, and very much he did, to the cost of his death. That didn't get that first place, but I think his team overall, with so many kills already collected, should be first place once again in round 2.
Yeah, but I think this last part of the second round taught a lesson to all of the players that are playing right now in the losers match, where basically, even at when the circle is super small, don't expect other players not to have any items, right? Because I'm pretty sure Byung-hyun Jun as well as the other two players, they thought in their heads, all right, most likely everybody else probably used their strength sappers, they probably use their toxic clouds, they probably use their all of their offensive items, but we had that one strength sapper hidden up the sleeve, and when that happens, now the players know, don't ever expect someone to not ever have any items at all just because the circle's small.
Yeah, very important lesson for us once again, and feels like we can learn a lot from this from every game we go on, and of course with Loyal really benefiting off of the Gunslinger once again. We're going to look at the losers match of round 2 player rankings of how the players did. So you can see that 56th down to 60th, the bottom 5 players will get -2 points each for their rank points, and the 51st and the 55th between those will get -1. So altogether, we're getting very close to that top 20 of what it's going to be looking like, but basically this middle of the table is something to keep in reference, but we're going to really focus on the top 20 to see how the players did.
All right, here we go. So even in the top 20, we see some players without getting any kills making it up here because they're able to stay alive for a long time to get the rank points. However, look at this. Compared to the middle of the pack and the bottom of the pack, in the top 20, we only see 4 players with 0 kills, but everybody else having at least 1 kill recorded in their ranks. So, it just shows how strong players individually are that make it up into the top 20.
Yeah, so very important that we had Loyal once again to come out on first with 13 total kills. I think 11 of them went single-handedly over to the Gunslinger. So once again, individually, very good effort from him once again. And we have Team Tag, another second place finish for them. So they're on a pretty much a good roll, but MSL is not looking as good as we thought, but it's still at number 5. That's going to be good enough for them probably to end up in top 10 in the end.
Yeah, they're still able to do so, but the 6th place team from Group B is not doing as well, whereas 6th and 7th of Group A is dominating this losers match.
Yeah, dude, we can already see that the Group A is doing so well, and we can expect them to do just as well in the rest of the day today. So we're going to go to round 3, guys, after another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Drips down my chest, my heart's got nothing left, you broke me. Your touch I can't resist, live and die just for this. Your poison is a kiss, I'm jonesing. Sexual tension and I can't explain. Under your spell I'm addicted to pain.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
한준호 화이팅!
가는 경우도
지금 벌써 싸움부터요?
이렇게 하러 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년태도 보이거든요.
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편.
간부
출신이시잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아도 않아요. 근데 오다가
여기서 들어왔죠.
거기를
이걸
바로 빨려 왔다가 지금 와
한편
이거 뭐죠?
깜짝 놀랐어요. 깜짝 놀랐어요.
그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟 뭐야?
여기서
홍석가!
그 천하지만 밖으로만
그렇죠.
벗어나게 하면 이거 몰라요.
네, ABC 킬 엄청 먹었습니다. 박승민이.
혹시나 누가 사령 투척하고 있으면
여기서
다 밀어내고
다 밀어냈어. 여기서 2대 규랑
2대1. 안혁기.
안혁기 지금 아웃될 것 같죠? 아웃됐습니다.
이거 지금
여기서
태양의 이대규. 차차차차차. 설마 이거 이대규가.
이렇게 되면 한 명만 1위 점수를 가져가기 때문에 역전의 기회가 얼마든지 있거든요.
홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근.
삼석근으로 이번 경기 잡아내야죠 본인도.
김태현은 자기랑 1위 똑같거나 생긴 게 좋았는데.
뒤덮습니다.
못 들어가요.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Welcome back, guys, to Shackled Owls, Blade and Soul Tournament Korea 2019. And we already have basically half the season already done, and we're on our third week of the losers matchup to get the bottom 10 teams of both Group A and B. And we're going to see how they do in terms of who can be the top 10 teams of the group to make it to the grand finals at the end. So far we've had Loyal and Tag be very consistent, getting first and second for both of the rounds. And maybe you can expect them to do just the same in round 3 and 4. But any other teams that you kind of looked out for that did somewhat pretty well?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Other than the top 3 teams, I want to just include MSL, who's third right now. So other than the top 3 teams, most of the teams, they had their ups and downs, other than the bottom 3 teams who's just not done so well, getting negative points. But, I think all the way up to maybe even 15th place. Even if they had one bad round, they always had one round, since we played 2 rounds, they always had one round at least doing pretty decently, getting 20 plus points. So I still think top 10-wise, it's still up in the air because we still have two more rounds left. We have some teams who did bad one round but did very well in the other. So they still have a chance. And this is the total rankings for the individual players for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds combined, and we'll have the 60 players that have played so far, and some players just did not have the best of games, did they? Because even after 2 rounds, all the way up to 33, 34 and under haven't gotten 10 points for 2 rounds of play.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit unfortunate if you ask me.
It definitely is, because you can see, for example, 35th place, he had 9 points just from ranks. So it's always possible to get 10 plus points just by staying alive without getting any kills, right? So after playing 2 rounds and you're unable to accumulate 10 or more points, just means that you're constantly dying out super early. And here you can see Byung-Hyun Jun, the gunslinger, just knows how to get the last hits. But this is the more important part, where the total points of all the teams in the first 2 rounds is being shown here.
And we actually kind of missed just a little bit where the second place overall individually is actually the Blade Dance for Tag. And very interesting stat about him right now is that he got 22 points, which means he was the top finisher for both rounds, for 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
The first round, he did it as a team, of course, but the second round, he was the last member to stay alive to throw that strength sapper right at the end when all 3 players were just kind of clustered up together. And very smart of him to stay alive all the way to the end to pick up another 11 points for his team, which is the reason why they stand very close to Loyal at the moment with not as many kills, with 12 compared to 29, but rank points, they are definitely winning out.
Yeah, and you guys can see the total points for all these teams, and even look at the 12th place team. They have 0 kills and they're still in 12th place, not so far away to get into the top 10. And I also want to say that, like I said, I was talking about how like all the way to 15th, and now that I see the total rankings, I think all the way to maybe even 18th place is possible for them to make it to the top 10, because if you do well in one round, you're still able to get at least 25 to 35 points in one round. So if you have like 2 decent rounds, I still think the lower part of the team that's at the bottom could still possibly make it into top 10.
Yeah, while we're at it, let's just add 19 and 20 to that list as well, because I think anyone definitely has the chance to do it if it gets pretty crazy in terms of scoreline. Of course, the likeliness does probably stop around 18th, as you say, but we'll have to kind of consider all the teams into consideration, because we really want to make sure that we have the best top 10 of this losers bracket to join in with our already brilliant set of 10 teams that we have already in the finals. So very interested to see how these last 2 rounds will go to determine, alongside Loyal and Tag probably making it up as top 10, who will be that other 8 teams to make it up and represent their team at the highest level and really have a shot at going to the World Championship.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to see any teams get lucky to make it in the top 10. We want to see consistency, and definitely the top 3 to 4 4th place placing teams currently definitely showing consistency, doing well every single round, staying alive at least to the last 3 to 4 teams alive at that last circle. So I think the top 3 to 4 teams are consistent, and they've proven to us that they are able to stay consistent throughout the rest of the round 3 and 4 as well. But all the other teams that had the ups and downs that I was talking about before, they need to start now in round 3 to show us that they could be consistent.
Yeah, consistency is always the name of the game, but some teams have done it, some teams have not. It means that these last 2 rounds are your very last opportunities to show you can perform at the highest level. And even if you don't get first place, you can try to get as many rank points, try to pick up a couple kills here and there, and that should be good enough to advance you through. Of course, the individual ranks are always counted towards your total team ranking, so individually you need to perform to make sure you don't die out early, to try to pick up a couple kills and to try to survive until the very end to pick up very close to that 11 kills, which is going to be the maximum per player.
Yeah, and you know what Joel is saying is that even though it may be dull and slow in the beginning, excuse me, in the beginning, just try to stay alive, because it is individual points for ranks and kills, and getting 1 kill, or rather, it's worth staying alive and hiding while 5 other players die, rather than try to go for 1 kill and possibly dying out and not even get that 1 point, because every 5 player that dies, it's gonna be plus 1 point. So it's better to just stay alive as a team and just stay safe than if all 3 members stay alive while 5 players die. You get plus 1 point for each player for their rank. So it's basically kind of like getting 3 kills.
Yeah.
So staying alive, staying safe in the early games especially, is definitely worth it.
Yeah, we're going to see when we get to start round 3, we'll be very much interested to see how the players are shaping up at this current time. But we did get a notification that might have to take some time once again to kind of disregard this music that we had. We were very hyped to start this round 3, but kind of have to keep our time to try to get into this game. So we're going to probably return back to our desk very, very soon to see our beautiful faces once again. And yeah, here we are. So the music is gone, means that our hype is gone. But we're hype. Our hype will return though. Once the game resumes and the music comes back on, we'll be just as hype as we were about 10 seconds ago.
So are you saying we're gonna be resident sleepers like this?
I mean, we could, but I think our producers will not want that as much. So, we're gonna put our Once again, our conversation hats on again, trying to talk about a lot of things that we tried to do in round 1, but I think I used all of my items in round 1, to be honest with you.
You're done using items.
Like-
You don't
like-
have
like-
that.
like my-
You're not team tab.
I looted.
No,
a lot.
you're not team tab. You don't have the extra strength sapper to get that 3
No,
kills.
that's what I'm saying. I looted all my items in round 1 before round 1 started, so I had a lot of things to talk about. Round
So you're
2.
Byung-Yeon Jun.
Round 2,
You're getting all the kills early game, and at the end you just die.
and I used it all.
Yeah.
So, I have to right now use the items while I pick it up. So give me some time to think about pick up some items.
Yeah, I just while you pick up your items, I want to talk about one of the things from what happened in round 1 and 2, where Team Loyal, who always go to the abandoned village, but they always, I didn't get to talk about this before in round 2. I wanted to elaborate how they place themselves on the southern side of an abandoned village, right? And that place, grills. Now I was looking at the screen because they were sending out hearts.
To who?
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, to continue my point,
my goodness.
Team Loyal, they placed themselves on the southern side of abandoned village, and I kind of talked about it early on in round 2. And that place, placing your team at the southern side of abandoned village, is showing confidence because that's the entrance to go to the western side and the eastern side, and that's actually where the two sides meet. And if you're placing your team there and landing there to loot, it means that there's going to be a very high possibility of other teams coming through there, and it just shows that they're not scared to fight. Whereas we saw 2 to 3 other teams go deep into abandoned village, right, to loot safely, to have more room to spread out, have more room to kind of run away and stick together further away and spot your enemies earlier before getting into a fight. It just shows that I don't want to say lack of confidence, but it's just a lot more passive.
Yeah, but I think that's very fortunate for Team Loyal because basically everyone else is scaredy cats at the moment. They're not willing to take that risk to go for this high risk, high reward plays that Loyal is doing, and they're getting only the rewards because the risk is not really coming to them because no other team is coming to rival them at that point. But
in round 1 they did.
They
got eliminated.
And they found out that wasn't the right thing to do. So round 2 they're not doing that once again. But yeah. In addition to kind of the update that we had with the delay, basically an entire team, we haven't specified which team, but an entire team is trying to reconnect into the game. And that process can take some time. Was the kind of the adjective?
I heard different. I heard all players are reconnecting.
Wait, I think you said all players in the team. So
no,
all the players?
Yeah,
players?
I think they're gonna just reconnect the whole players.
That is more than some time that will
require.
Well,
like in my head, I was like, why is this happening? But it did happen in the group stages, but it was able to be fixed like quickly because it was only 45 players.
Yeah.
Now we have 15 plus players with, the server not being used to, or the production team not being used to having 60 players. So, it's going to take some time. Plus 15 players is going to be plus 15 times more problems, right? Possibility of problems.
That's approximately 30% more time than we needed in our group stages. And in group stages, I think it was taken care of pretty quickly.
It definitely was. It almost felt like there was no delay.
Yeah.
Because it was taken care of quickly. But, today it seems like there's a little bit of issues. And I don't know. I want to see which player is causing the problem. If they're from Group A or from Group B.
I want to go down to that player, whoever that is. I want to throw a strength snapper.
No. No, it's because
30,000.
The reason I want to find out is
Boom.
because I want to ask the player or the team
problems.
Because maybe some of these players we know gamers, they have some specific resolutions, specific settings that they have to do. Some players
play on Windows version.
Some players are more lenient and they just leave the settings and they just play as is.
Like that, yeah.
So those players probably won't be causing any issues. But players that are very picky about their settings are most likely to be causing the PC problems. And that's why I want to ask if that player is one of those players.
They're one of those people
right?
that does the right click on the Blade and Soul icon. They go to properties and they go into compatibility settings and they uncheck everything that's already been checked and turn it down to
whatever.
Windows 98 settings, when the compatibility mode, right? They have the Windows 7 mode. There's the Windows XP mode. Some people really like to go classic and go Windows 98 for these old games that doesn't work on the newest clients, but Anyway, I mean,
I found out who it was.
I've seen people do crazy stuff. Who was it?
It was Junsup Kim from Team Prey, and I'm looking right now. Team
Prey.
Prey, they're currently in last place. In round 1, they got 3 points.
What the heck?
In round 1, they got 3 points. In round 2, they got 1 point. So a total of 4 points in 2 rounds. And now in round 3, they're causing problems. So let's give him minus 10 points.
I mean, they're picky specifications on running the program in whatever compatibility mode they're in. It's not even helping them win the game. Why even bother?
Well, let's give them the chance. I was just joking around.
I'm not joking. They're causing problems. I don't want people to cause problems for us. And
You never know if it's him causing the problems.
True.
Or literally, he just got.
I did get a little ahead of myself.
Yeah. He could have gotten very, very unlucky, and
Yes.
that PC is just being a problematic machine today. So
it's like when you
no,
go
it's
to
possible.
when you go to PC Cafe in Korea, it's like you turn on the PC and it suddenly turns blue screen. You feel like you didn't do anything, right? You just turned it on. Like there's no other way to turn on a PC. You just press that big old button on the motherboard and it's like boom. And it turns blue, and the employees come running at you. They have like 3 people behind your chair, like they're like
So what
looking
did
at
you
you.
do?
They're like looking at you. It's like I only pressed that button. There's nothing else I could have done, and the screen freaking turned blue. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, it could be that kind of problem.
Yeah,
I
it could be.
I've had that happen to me, so it's like, and it wasn't my fault, guys. I mean, it wasn't my fault that PC Cafe.
You probably spilled coffee or
No,
something.
no. I don't drink coffee, so I couldn't spill coffee
Or
when
tea.
I don't drink coffee. I stopped drinking tea, so
Or
maybe
water.
I can't. Water? Yeah, water could have been.
Yeah. But anyways, So there's definitely an issue that's being fixed right now, and apparently, I said that everybody was rejoining. I think they were just checking to see which individual was having the problem, and we figured it out. It was just one player. So that one player issue, I think, won't take too long. Probably a reset or reboot of the computer will do the job, and maybe rejoining will take a little time. But I'm pretty sure it will be fixed because, we've never had, in Blade and Soul, if I remember correctly, we've never had a delay so long that we had to reschedule a broadcast, right? Like in other casts, there were, but in Blade and Soul, there was never a time where we had to reschedule a whole broadcast because there was a technical issue that couldn't be fixed quickly.
We were told that keep in mind that it could be a possibility.
This season?
No. Like
like in
previous
the
season.
past? Oh, okay.
And they told us if we don't get back in like an hour or so, like we have to like reschedule the broadcast. For
Are
like
you sure it
another-
was Blade or Soul? I think you're getting confused with another
maybe, but
cast that we did together.
Maybe, but yeah, we cast a lot of games
Yeah.
together. So, but I think we had that one of those Blade. But in the end, we never actually had a day we had to reschedule. So thank goodness for Blade. So thank goodness for NCSoft that they create a stable network, stable server that never really gets into too big of an issue.
Yeah,
we can deal with small issues.
Exactly, because like you guys probably in chat are saying I'm not looking right now, but like you guys are saying,
I should look at chat.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna get.
But
on chat.
you guys might be saying, games broken, games this, blah blah blah. But keep in mind, all games they have some issues. Nothing is perfect. No person, no machine, no game is perfect.
Definitely
so like,
no person
Yeah,
is perfect.
exactly. So there's gonna be issues here and there, especially when we're having an offline tournament with 60 players joining at the same time. So just be aware. What am I saying? Be aware. Just stay with us, and we apologize for the delay. Obviously, we're very sorry. We want to get into the game, and Joel was talking about how we were hyped when we heard the music for round 3 to get in, but it got stopped because of the issue. So, we're very sorry that this delay is happening and it's getting prolonged. But let's hope that the problem and the issue will be fixed very soon. But yeah, like Joel was saying, like Blade and Soul, I think is a game where it definitely has very minimal technical issue when it comes to esports compared to other esports, because other esports, I'm telling you, the delays is like 30 minutes, maybe even 2 hours. Like if you add up the delays times, and like even sometimes, excuse me, even sometimes we go into breaks because they can't fix it right away. So I think that's just let's just be thankful that it's not as bad comparatively to other esports. So let's hope. I'm just hoping.
I'm in
that
chat
the
right
problem-
now, and
what is happening?
One person's mentioning the Unreal Engine 4. That's a very, I don't know. Some people say it's a mixed bag of feelings because Unreal Engine 4, some people don't even notice the difference that when it comes in. But Jackson was talking to us about this, saying that Unreal Engine 4 is like a game changer.
Yeah.
When it comes to like changing up the Blade and Soul graphics, like he had this sneak peek at
Yeah.
what it could look like, and it's like he was like poggers in real life.
Mhm.
That's what he was doing. It's like, is it that good? It's like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely get ready for this. And some people are still being skeptical about how different of a graphic improvement Unreal Engine 4 will make, but yeah, Unreal Engine 4, I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited because, like me personally, I didn't get a look at a game made from Unreal Engine 4. So when something new or something unknown happens, especially in games, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm always excited. Like sometimes, like in life, when you're living life, right? Like when something unexpected happens, you're scared of it. Something, when something happens and you don't know the solution or you don't know the problem or the reason why it's happening, like you get scared. But in terms of games, when something unknown happens, like something new is coming out, like Unreal Engine 4, and the graphics change, like it's a positive unknown, I think. So like I'm very excited to see how the game will change when that gets implemented. So I don't know. I'm more positive than negative to Unreal Engine 4 being implemented to Blade and Soul.
I mean, just people are kind of talking about like, performance, because like Unreal Engine 4 it obviously improves graphics, but it can improve efficiency as well. But I don't know. It's just like some people, I guess, are having a little bit mixed feelings about the anticipation of Unreal Engine 4 coming out. Because now I'm looking at chat right now. You guys can type in whatever you want. I have it right here, so we can actually kind of just talk with you guys while we're kind of having this delay. I think the producer did just tell us that this might be a little bit longer than expected, so we actually have a lot of time to talk with you guys. So if you guys want to come up and talk to us about something that you want us to bring up on the live stream, definitely is a possibility.
Don't say that. They're gonna say stuff that we can't say.
But I will be selective in what I choose to say.
Obviously.
I'm not gonna say everything that they say, but some people.
But anyways, yeah, we did get word. Did you say that we got word that?
Yeah,
it's
it
gonna
might take a little
longer.
longer. She said it's gonna take a little bit longer. So
it's gonna take a little bit longer. So just to talk about a little bit of the game as well.
Someone said we have nothing positive to say.
What?
That's what they said on the Twitch chat.
Why?
That's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, we can talk about positive things. It's a Sunday morning.
Oh no, the person was probably talking about we as a chat.
Oh, we.
Chat has nothing positive to say.
Chat has nothing positive.
Not us.
Oh, we're trying to be very positive.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. We get to see the total rankings once again because we have the time.
That's pretty positive, I'm sure. Not right here, but like once we get to the top 20. That's see right now. This is pretty positive. Loyal's doing pretty all right. The way we're looking at it, they have almost a double points of third and fourth place. So they're doing pretty well. It feels like Loyal and Tag is almost confirmed that they will go to top 10 after today, unless there's a big mishap happening for them. But yeah, for all the other teams, including MSL and Tarot, who looks pretty comfortable at number 3 and 4, still need to get some work done because anybody can really catch up on them and trying to get to top 10. And definitely can be a possibility, especially even all the way down to, let's say, 20. If Praise suddenly shows up and finally gets the compatibility issues all figured out, I think they should be able to do all right. And maybe try to get into the top 10. Definitely is a possibility for anyone right now.
Yeah, definitely. And, you guys can kind of do the math for yourselves from seeing what happened in round 1 and 2. Like, even though you don't get first, like, Loyal, they've been getting 40-plus points every single round, the first 2 rounds. But even second and third place teams, they were getting 25-plus points, 30-plus points. So, like Joel was saying and like I was saying, any team, even all the way down to 20th place, because we still have 2 more rounds left, right? Any team, it's possible to get into top 10. It's not like you have to get into top 3 or top 5. It's definitely half of the 20 teams getting into the grand final, so you have a higher chance. So we'll see what happens, because now that we had such a long break, I guess, in between the second round and the third round, the momentum of some of the teams have been cut off. And I always talk about this because I think in esports, momentum is very important, because that allows some teams or some players to keep that adrenaline rush, to keep the momentum and keep their consistency going on. But now, because of this quote-unquote issue, we had this super long unexpected break, which basically kind of resetted everybody. Everybody got resetted. So we're gonna get into the game, and before we get into the game, I think we're gonna look at the total ranking one more time to refresh your minds. But yeah, like I said, everybody's reset. I want to see if Loyal will still be able to do well and place themselves at least in top 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to be hunting as they have been for the past 2 rounds. They kind of definitely had the strategy already set in stone before they entered the first round, thinking that they were going to be the most dominating team on the map, and definitely they were from round 1 even up to round 2, even more so.
Yeah, look at Pyongyang, 41 points by himself. That's basically like a team winning with 10 kills gets 41 points.
And the funny thing about this, he's the only gunslinger in the top 20.
Yeah.
That probably shows that maybe you should start playing more gunslingers in Shackle House. Just my 2 cents.
Or it could be just him just being a great gunslinger, right? Because you saw on the rankings, we saw that gunslinger all the way at the top, Pyongyang. We know that he's always been a great gunslinger, even in the tag and the 1v1. So, I kind of want to rule him out of just saying that the gunslinger is good in Shackled Isles, because the rest of it was basically like Blade Dancer, Soul Fighter, and then some KFM.
Yeah.
So like I saw on the left side, the top 10 players individually, it was mostly Blade Dancer, Soul Fighter, and some KFM. So I think just Blade Dancer just proves to be very stable and all around, because you're able to stay alive and also maybe get some picks on to get the kills. So a lot of the Blade Dancers that are playing today are usually the players that stay alive till the end.
Yeah. I mean, like, people here on chat are saying buff gunner, but NCSoft is going to look at this ratings and say, oh, the gunslinger got first place. We don't need to buff the gunner anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, so sorry, guys. Probably won't see any gunslinger buff. Very unofficial statement that I just made there, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. Some people are wanting to buff Force Master. Some people are wanting to buff BD. Wow, why would anyone want to buff BD at this point? I think BD is pretty strong at this point.
Nobody's saying buff BD.
Oh, I guess I read it wrong. Cause you don't need to buff Blade Dance right now. Blade Dance is pretty good.
Yeah. But anyways, you guys saw what happens, and the Korean meta, I would have to say, if you guys are playing in NA or EU or any other region, not only NA, EU, but any other region, and you're trying to maybe prep yourself for Worlds, or maybe you just want to put together a team with your friends and try to do well in Shackled Isles, get your ranks up, you know that Blade Dancer or even a Soul Fighter or even KFM is very, very viable, because I'm pretty sure that the Korean meta that's going on right now during the, throughout the season to make it into Worlds is, they're basically creating a meta right now for you guys to watch, and Blade Dancer is always within the meta right now in Shackled Isles.
Blade Dancer's good. I think it's like it's so good as obviously a damage when you need it, but mostly for that utility, I would have to say, just for the aerial all the time. It does work pretty well, in my opinion. I guess some people are in disagreement with the I think a lot of people in chat are fighting over what should be buffed, what should be nerfed. But you guys can have a very, very healthy conversation and debate back and forth on which should be nerfed, which should be buffed. But don't fight too hard, guys, because we have a very friendly environment here in Blade and Soul.
That's what you think, and you say friendly environment, but we're casting a fighting game, right? Where people just kill each other. But as a KFM player, buff KFM, yay!
I mean, I think KFM's fine also right now where they are, don't you think?
Buff them, yay!
Some people are saying buff the rats, nerf the rats.
Yeah, that's the lens. But anyways, yeah. So we'll see which classes get buffed, which classes get nerfed in the next patch. But for now, it seems like we are finally ready for round 3.
Thank you guys so much for waiting. Thank you guys for joining in on our conversation to make this less of a drag for us and for you guys. But I think we're very much ready to get into round 3. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're going to round 3 to see what happens. People are clapping.
Yeah, it's like...
Can we get some clap in chat, because we have finally begun
clap, 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 clap.
We have begun the game.
Starting
King Arthur's blade has been seeked upon.
It is King Arthur. You're finally with me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with King Arthur. There's not really a better example.
Yeah.
I think NCSoft literally took a page out of that Storytale book and just put it in their game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Team Loyal looking like once again they're going to go to that Abandoned Village just as always.
Yep. See, the funny thing is they're doing this right now, but if they do make, they're probably gonna make it into the grand finals. But when they do, and they do the same thing, Team ABC is doing the same thing, and that's one of the strongest teams. And they know what happened because they're in the same group, right? They were 6th place in Group A. So I want to see what Loyal does in grand finals. If they're still gonna go to the Abandoned Village in the same area, or will they move and allow ABC to take that position?
I mean, wouldn't it be like Group A all over again? Because I think in Group A they still try to be pretty aggressive, but it just was the second best team.
Yeah.
That's why they were ending up in number 6 at the very end. So, oh yeah, we'll see how the strategizing does differ once they do go into the grand finals, which most likely will happen after these 2 rounds. We saw them being so successful.
I think we saw some teams following each other, and in the meantime, we have another team getting into a fight here. Early fights, probably no items, maybe a couple items, but not too critical here. So all about the 3v3 PvP skills here.
Yeah, but it's 3v2 at the moment with
Okay.
Team Prey. Now with the Summoner joining in pretty late, but the
Sapper.
Strength Sapper is so good and actually
That's
went
all
to
dead.
both ends.
Guang is dead.
Wow, Team Guang loses 2 members
Yeah.
just like that with the Strength Sapper coming through and
They
even
get
gets a
revived.
res. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I was gonna say, are you gonna let him res himself?
I mean, really, Team Prey was the one that was preyed upon.
Yeah.
When it first started from Team Guang, but Team Guang ends up losing 2 players, and Team Prey, even though they were looking like they were going to lose their first member, even gets the res up, and they still stay alive as 3.
And here we go, the early fights, like we said, they want to clear out their looting area here when it's early, when they're not having a lot of Strength Sappers and Toxic Clouds, which is proc right now here.
It's Breezy versus Team Witch. You see that Team Witch already lost a single member.
Yep.
Gonna fight this 3v2 fight. Thinking that they could win this out. We will see. The help of the cat is helping a little bit for the moment.
Yeah, but this 3v2 is not working out so well. Damage is not going through for
Summoner
Breezy.
in the back, helping out as support, but still trying to add to that damage is what they're wanting. And you see that the BM does barely get away.
I don't know, is that really getting away? They're still stuck here in between the trees in the forest doing their fights, but 3v2 is never a good fight to fight.
Oh, the Summoner is at such low health, and the BM, there's nothing for him to help out with, and kind of have that 1v1 BM until that Summoner joins in, so that's really not unfair. But
I don't even know when the last time I saw a BM versus BM.
Well,
in a
you're
PvP.
seeing it
That
now.
was maybe like 3-4 years ago.
Could be, but
when Juno Han was playing BM.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get a lot of those in Shackle Dose because BM is definitely a thing you can actually have a lot of success with. But you can see that the Warden actually coming in, trying to fight against this BM. And I mean, it feels like this Witch team is not going to stay alive for very much longer. I can see that the last member is trying to run away, but you can see that they're actually the Spirit Walls coming in. Oh, everybody's going to take damage, and this might be the best chance for Team Witch to get away here.
Yeah, either get away or take the advantage that regardless of you not doing the damage, the Spirit Wall is supporting you to hit the opponent, and the Witch goes down.
Yep, BM is out.
All right, well, getting a lot of early kills, early fights, and...
Is that a sound glitch?
No, no, it's him getting hit by the Spirit Wall.
That's really loud.
And he's dead.
Breezy, what are you trying to do?
No, he has to get in first.
I mean, but like...
And now he has to get out of battle, and then he has to jump, and
like
he has to run.
we always consider, right? We always consider a 1-for-1 trade. I don't think it's ever worth it.
Oh, yeah, like especially in this game.
This game, this game 1-for-1 is never worth it. You'd rather have no kills and no man lost.
Yeah, I was talking about how if you stay as a 3-man team alive without getting any kills, and you see the kill feed and 5 players die, you automatically get +3 points.
Exactly.
So getting no kills but staying alive as 3 is it's just so much more worth it than trying to get a kill and maybe losing 1 and getting just 1 point.
Exactly, and we'll see how that affects Breezy at the later on, because Breezy is not very high in rank as far as I can remember. They're currently at 14th out of 20 teams at the moment, so they need all the help they can get. And
They definitely do.
That wasn't one of them.
Yeah, Breezy is one of the teams that I was kind of referring to when I was saying they teams that had one okay or decent round and the other round was bad, because in round 1 they got 18 points. But in round 2, they got -3 points.
Wow.
So, that's another issue that many of these teams are having. They're not consistent. So, we have this round 3, and round 4. So, even if the bottom tier teams right now, after the 2 rounds, are able to play somewhat consistent in round 3 and 4, there's still a chance for them to make it into top 10.
Yeah, and we actually saw MSL just a little bit from earlier, trying to get into a fight, but the opponents do escape, and you can see that Team Loyal in the kill feed, getting a lot of kills already, starting off with this game, and they're on the chase.
Yep.
Looking for the Soul Fighter from KHS, and it feels like the Soul Fighter cannot run forever.
Oh, we'll have to see. They're both running, and yeah, it seems like they're not going to chase. Loyal is going to go somewhere else, and you can see the minimap that they're going to meet Team 9. Yeah, we're on to Loyal right now. Back to MSL. They caught off one of the members of SSPYB by himself. Spirit Wall's closing in.
Yep, the summoner looks like he is dead.
High wire cord.
But can the Blade Danger stay alive while he tries to get the kill? That's the bigger question. And Summoner using health boost just to stay alive. The cat is alive as well, so goodness for him.
Are
And
they not keeping an eye on him? Like, do they not know that he got in?
maybe they were thinking that he just died out
I
of
think
the
that's a
circle.
mistake. That's a free kill gone.
Very much.
It's
And
good for him right now who's alive. Look at him.
Well, they're looking towards that way. They're not going for him? What?
Okay, now they...
That's really late.
Yeah, that's super late, and this
Oh,
shows
goodness.
that MSL, they're not being thorough. They're not being, thorough enough to pick up kills, because right now they feel good that they're in top 3. So they're not looking for extra kills. And
Well,
finally
runs
they
in,
do
and
catch up.
better late than never is supposedly the saying from MSL. Looks like they finally want to pick up the summoner after having delayed this for so long, and that's quick damage, and that's what you needed in the first place, and finally they do get it. Loyal getting another kill as well.
All right, well, you guys can see the kill feed coming up in the middle. A lot of fights are happening. Two full teams are eliminated already. Kwang only left with 1 member. We saw them fight early on, and 1 player was able to run away. All right, well, Prey, the team that was actually causing the technical issue, is able to get a kill.
Was that confirmed though?
What?
Was that confirmed that it was actually Prey?
Yeah, it
causing
was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
So we can
One
bash
of the
them.
members from Prey, I forget the name,
So
but
we can bash on them if
yeah,
we
oh
want.
yeah.
Oh, there's the Manticore. We haven't seen a Manticore in a very long time. First time of the day. And how more fitting, to have a Team Loyal member pick up the Manticore. So Hong Time is going to be equipped on one of the members from Team Loyal. We'll see who that is in a second.
Ooh. Yeah, I was going to say that. Is he going to live? But he's probably going to get pulled.
I feel like Sky Jump nowadays, in the current week 3 that we're in, it's just not as valuable because everybody has Gravity Surge.
Yeah. In the beginning, in the first week, we saw some players, being able to run away with Sky Jump. But now, it's like everybody has Gravity Surge. They just have to decide, do you want to use it to pull him down to get a kill? Or do you want to let them go and save the Gravity Surge for when the circle gets small, right? Like, that's the choice that they have to make.
Usually the former is more worth it.
Yeah.
I think getting that 1 more kill is definitely worth it. But you don't know when that later situation, as you say, might happen.
Correct. And this team is playing it very smart. 3-man team, Tarot, staying alive, not really running around. They're playing the edges.
Well, here we go. The TSG with the BM getting knocked away, and looks like he's not going to survive for very long. He uses Sky Jump. Gravity Surge? Anyone?
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope. So this is what I'm talking
This is
about.
another situation where actually the Sky Jump
Oh,
is useful.
but the Phantom Grip in the air by the Force Master.
Sky Jump Phantom Grip?
Oh,
that's a combination.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like you don't have Gravity Surge. I have something very similar to it.
A
It's
free
like,
Gravity Surge, actually.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh,
that's
well.
actually pretty smart.
Yeah, that is. So that happened. TSG. I think that was the last member of TSG.
Well, here's Team Prey.
Yeah.
Our class clowns causing all those problems. Now they face the punishment against Team Wrong. Definitely not the teacher that we were looking at, because I think Team Wrong. I keep saying Team Wrong.
Yeah,
It's
Team Worry.
Team Worry.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to worry about them anymore. It's Team Worry. Team Worry. Not Team Wrong.
All right, well, here we go.
They haven't killed him,
So you see the circle, and it has shifted a little bit southeast. And if you know the terrain of this map, I think like 30-40% of this next new circle that opened up is covered by water.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to kind of climb a tree and hide on top of something. It's going to have limited areas for teams to hide or teams to camp. So we'll see where all these teams decide to group up and do that chaotic small circle fight.
We are stuck with a lot of players down these last few circles, and only 4 teams eliminated so far. And
yep,
a lot of these one-man squads looking for their own miracles. See if they can get it, but you can see that Loyal still has all 3 members left alive. Still wants to maintain their strong suit and try to keep their main all 3 players left alive until the very end.
All right, well, Prey. Are they not spotting him in the back, getting hit by the spirit wall? I would go in there to get that last hit on the kill, but Prey's not looking like
themselves alive, I guess. But for now, MSL versus Team Worry.
Yep, not wrong.
Yeah, not wrong yet.
Yep, not wrong yet.
Once they die, they will be wrong. But the Blade Dancer proccing the ultimate.
Oh, group summon, but
gonna happen here, but you see that Team Worry is at very low health. The Force Master already dying out. Going to be confirmed killed. So now it's a 3v2 versus Team MSL versus Team Worry, and Loyal is actually joining in this fight and steals that kill, taking away the Blade Dancer from the Gunslinger once again.
All right, well, that was a good fight. Very unfortunate, but you guys can see the circle, and everybody's playing the edge. They are playing it safe. They don't want to get into an unnecessary fight, but here we go. A team that got cut off was Nikkei, and the backup came way, way too late.
Yeah, so we're going to see the Summoner now join in this fight a little bit too late, and now goes on the Invis, just trying to get away from things. But definitely don't want to join back in that fight. You're not going to win that one.
They're picking up the cat. The cat does get summoned back to the Summoner. Here we go, the other member of... Wait, that wasn't Nikkei, okay. I was going to say that other member is stuck by himself on top of the wall. And look at this, everybody's just trying to hide. They know that staying alive is definitely worth it as a 3-man rather than getting into a fight. You see everybody just looking for a spot where they can kind of defend.
Well, here it is. Summoner for Team Nikkei getting caught off by the Warden. And trying to go for these CCs as much as they can to try to allow these teammates to get the last finishing kills.
There we go. Summoner does run away while the cat is keeping the Warden busy. And I think it's going to be a successful getaway for Nikkei, but they have another team in front of them. I think it was Loyal, and you don't want to run into Loyal. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be chaotic because now it's closing up, and this chain is the only terrain that you can go up on.
Yeah.
Everything else you can see at the bottom. A small part of that rock where on the right side, Team 8 and Team 2 are fighting. Other than that, it's just one and the Gravity Surge!
The Gravity Surge! This is the Apocalypse coming through. No real damage coming from that, though, but...
Another one?
We're very excited every time we see a big Gravity Surge, but it has to lead to a damage. That's what we're really waiting for.
Yeah, I think the Gravity Surge, and we didn't see a ton of kill comes through, but we saw like 5 people get knocked down. So.
We see 2 now. Team Tarot getting 2 kills just like that onto Team Tab and Team Prey. Luckily, we'll get more here in time.
All right, here we go. We have Loyal fighting. They're kind of getting ganged up on. Well, like, you can't not get ganged up here because there's everybody here around. And if you're on the ground, it's going to be trying to kill, steal, or third-party an existing fight.
And you can see the Blade Dancer for Team Tag, who has survived as the top 1 player for both games already. Trying to do that once again for round 3, still alive. Team Bonus with the Soul Fighter. You say the only terrain you can stand up is the Shackle, but a missing terrain that nobody really took notice of.
And the funny thing is, the other 2 members of Team Bonus, they're on the ground fighting. That Soul Fighter is on top of that rock, just not doing anything and just literally just staying alive for rank points.
Well, here's the Gunslinger for Loyal, trying to get more kills. Then he will.
Did he get
Warden.
kill steal?
No, the Warden has confirmed, so Gunslinger adding on to his kill count and trying to get more and more.
Oh, another one.
Right, oh, that Strength Zapper did a lot of damage on that northwestern side.
All
Another
right.
gravity surge adding
Toxic
to that damage,
Cloud.
and everyone
And the
getting knocked
knockback.
out of the circle, but still.
Look at all the items dropped outside the circle. That one hurt a lot. And we still have no Master Hong in this small circle.
Okay, another knock away.
Knockback, and they're
And nobody able to get back in time, and Loyal still looking like they have at least 2 members still in this game. Gunslinger, just slings himself back in. That's a very smart play, and still have 11 players left. Another gravity surge doesn't lead to any damage, and we're gonna see what these 11 players can do.
Look, it's so funny that when the gravity surge happens, everybody just SS's. Like they backstep out like ASAP.
That's what you have to do, because you're trying to just keep yourself alive. Down to 10
alive.
players now. Down to 9.
Oh, it's happening a lot. It's going down fast. The Toxic Cloud, as well as all the AoEs being procced here.
Let's see what the Loyals can do. Can they become first place once again here?
Knockback, and that one's
4
gonna hurt.
teams left alive, and actually the Gunslinger does die out, so this will be Team Tag trying to stay alive with their 3 players, and looking they want to pick up another first place. 3 in a row they would get if this happens.
All right, that gravity surge into the knockback was pretty good, and look at that. Team bonus, Blade Dancer super low. Oh my gosh,
Everyone
another
getting knocked
throw.
away. And the Blade Dancer,
Oh, the
14
warning.
Loyal
Oh.
will not stay alive, so they will go out.
All right.
Gonna end up in 3rd place. Team Tag versus the 2 members of Team Sam is going to be the last bit of the fight, and Team Sam, you can already see that very, very low in HP, and gonna lose their first member, and looking like they will lose their second. So Team Tag, 3 games in a row where they end up in first place, this time with all 3 members, just like round 1, picking up another 33 points.
Yeah, and you just noticed that it was the last 3 teams that we saw alive was Loyal, Tag, and Zam, right? Zam currently in 5th place, which means they're still in a way consistent in a way to be in that 5th place, and they were able to stay alive once again in round 3 for a very long time. And Team Tag obviously getting another win with all 3 members alive, like they did in round 1. It just shows that Team Tag, they know what they're doing. It's not luck on their side where, you know, they're luckily being able to survive, where they're lucky to stay alive as a 3-man and get that first place, because that 33 points is huge. And even Loyal, even though they are currently in first with all the kills and the decent amount of rank points, Tag, I think it just shows that they're a better Shackled Isles team.
And I think this is one of those first games that we didn't see Loyal pick up 10+ kills.
Yep.
They weren't really heavy on the hunting, except that very early game. Other than that, we didn't see too much of them in the kill feed, so maybe Loyal this might be the first time they actually don't get first overall with Tag, picking up 33 points once again just from rank. Kind of wonder how many kills they've gotten. We're kind of seeing about 5 at the moment for Team Tag to see 38 points for them in this 3rd round, and that definitely should be good enough to pick up the first on that round alone.
Yeah, definitely. And at the end of round 2, they were 11 points behind Loyal. And in this game, they weren't able to get plus 11 points. They only got plus 6 points compared to Loyal. So they're not going to be able to take away that first place throne from Loyal. But if this continues even in round 4, I think they're going to be able to catch up to Loyal.
Yeah, definitely should. And regardless of whether you get first or second, the most important thing is that you end up in top 10 by the end of today, because that's what you're going to decide if you can go on to the very final week and try to compete for that World Championship slot. So once again, guys, we're going to have our last commercial break. Be back with round 4 to close out the day.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
처음 와서 그렇지만 되게 재밌게 지금 즐기고 있거든요. 분위기를 이벤트도 많고 해가지고 굉장히 오늘 즐겁게 보고 있습니다. 시청하고 있습니다. 선수로 나오고 싶네요.
문파원들끼리 모여가지고 또 화합할 수 있는 자리 만들어줘서 고맙고 생각보다 재밌네요. 비무 경기보다 중계도 더 재밌어진 것 같고 경기도 훨씬 흥미진진하게 이루어져서 훨씬 재밌는 컨텐츠인 것 같아요.
아, 다음번엔 저가 기회가 된다면 꼭 선수로 오겠습니다.
것도 없이 차우빈 선수 99% 다 했습니다. 차우빈 선수가. 저희는 차우빈 선수 말만 듣고 그래서 우승하셨습니다. 원파운들 응원해주는 분들 너무 고맙죠.
얘들아 곱창 상금으로 곱창 고마워.
잘 먹을게.
솔직히 기대 안 하고 즐기려고 나왔는데 생각보다 훨씬 좋은 성적을 거두게 되어서 정말 기쁩니다.
상금 문파원들한테 어떻게 베풀 생각은 없나요?
아니, 베풀 생각은 없습니다. 문파원들이 우리한테 뭘 베풀어 하지 않나.
로또 파이팅!
저희 팀은 16킬 했어요. 저가 거기서 아마 반 정도 한 것 같아요. 네, 지루하게 하는 것보다 좀 빨리빨리 하는 걸 좋아해가지고 킬 욕심 많이 나서 그렇게 했었던 것 같아요. 중간에 죽어서 너무 아쉬워요. 계속 킬할 수 있었는데. 아무래도 이렇게 존버하는 게 좀 게임은 이길 수 있는데 그런 것보다 게임은 즐기려고 하는 거니까 좀 시원시원하게 하는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Alright, so we're back and looking like we're gonna look at the rankings before we start off with round 4. And Gunslinger for Loyal still just as good as he started. 55 points with 28 kills, 27 rank point. You can't get more even than that.
Yep, but look at the rest of the left side. We have 5 BDs, 2 Soul Fighters, 1 KFM. So guys, like I was saying before, play the BD until it gets nerfed.
Yeah.
Right? Because other than Byung-Hyun Jun, who has always excelled with the Gunslinger, right? Unless you're as skilled as him, you're not going to get a score like this. So if you're not going to play the Gunslinger, if you're not as good as Byung-Hyun Jun, then go play the BD or the Soul Fighter and help out your team and play the team game rather than playing the solo game like Byung-Hyun Jun is.
And you know what though? I mean, solo carry is literally the name of the game so far, because we saw second, third, and fourth individually was all owned by Tag, but that entire team cannot defeat the solo performance of Byung-Hyun Jun, the Gunslinger for Loyal, and his performance alone is carrying his team to be still first place right now, 115 points after 3 rounds.
All right, so I'm not even looking at the top 2 or not even the top 4. I'm looking at the bottom side, and if you look at from 7th place to 10th place, they're still, you know, just hanging by a thread, because anybody from the bottom side or the middle of the pack could just do well in this one last round and bring, you know, the 9th or the 10th team down to the bottom side and make it up into the grand finals.
Yes, true. So I think at this point, there aren't a lot of teams that can make it to top 10 realistically, unless they have a stand-up performance in this very last round, round 4. Some teams haven't even reached 10 points right now, so I think we're at this point where we're gonna go to this round 4, kind of expecting some teams to maybe be out of it at this point. And oh boy, we're back at our desk, and I hope this doesn't mean what I'm thinking is gonna go and happen.
I don't know. Like today, even after round 1, we've been coming back to us, even when there wasn't any delay. So I'm just hoping in my mind that, you know, we're just gonna, it's just becoming a routine to show our faces and then go into the game, right? So
please, right?
Please.
Please.
But anyways, let's hope that there's I'm getting nervous too. Like in my ear, if I hear, oh, there's gonna be a delay, and like a whisper from our PD comes in, I don't know what I'm gonna say. But all right, so we do have a couple fans from other teams other than the quote-unquote veterans from the PvP in the previous years. So you know, we have a lot of audience. It's sad that, you know, our camera or our broadcast doesn't show, you know, the audience, where I see on the big screen here in front of me, the Korean broadcast, sometimes the camera shows like the audience and like a lot of the fans like as a whole to see how many people came to watch this offline. But yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys know that there's actually a lot of people, and compared to me casting other games, I think like Blade and Soul has one of the most active audiences that come to the actual tournament.
And this is for the losers match too, so technically we have all these people rooting out for the second best teams, right? And then once we get to the finals, when we have the best teams, you know, theoretically, we should have more people cheering up for these guys. And obviously, the coupon codes are really nice as well.
yeah,
Just coming out to, you know, get your freebies here and
The,
there.
the thing that you guys can't participate in, right?
Yeah, we have to remind you guys of that once again. There's gonna be codes like, just like
secret codes.
Yeah, there's gonna be like handing out in the overlay, and then you'll see like a bunch of these like alphabets and numbers, and you're trying to like screenshot it. You're trying to do pause screen, and you're trying to Control C, Control V, all the way.
Print screen.
Print screen.
Not pause screen.
There's like a pause button next to the print screen.
Yeah.
So so print screen, Control V to your Paint.
Yeah.
But you know, I've done that before. But it's not gonna work for you guys. It's not gonna work because as long as you play in the Korean server, you'll be able to use these codes. But if you don't, if you play in the EU, if you play in NA, any other servers other than Korea, those codes will not work.
Yeah.
So, kind of sad for you guys. I know you guys be trying hard to Control C, Control V, all that just to try to get those codes. Not applicable for you guys, sadly
Joe,
enough.
you prolonging this statement saying that you can't do it, it just feels like you're making fun of them.
No, that's not true.
We could be just
sympathy.
straightforward and say you guys can't get the codes, you guys can't participate in the discussion.
I have sympathy and empathy for our viewers, and we had a great chat before round 3 began. I mean, some of you guys stuck around, kind of were telling us a lot of those buff and nerf suggestions, and you know, wow, that's that sunglass. Did you see that?
No, I missed it. What happened?
They have the, I don't know what you call those sunglasses. It's like those black and like it's pixelated, and it's like the sunglasses that look like this.
The meme sunglasses.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I missed it, but
I want to ask.
somebody has it?
Yeah, this one girl had it on the audience.
So you guys can see us kind of like look this way because like
That's where the audience
we have the
are.
audience in front of us and trying to look to see who has it on. But yeah, I can't find it. But anyways, yeah, we do have a bunch of people here that love Blade and Soul, plus loves the coupon.
Yes.
And
I mean, you can't love the coupons unless you love Blade and Soul.
Oh, exactly. That is true.
So, all these people, they do love Blade and Soul, including those 4 guys on the screen right now.
Definitely.
They're smiling.
You know, like if I wasn't casting this game,
Yeah?
because I play the game and any free stuff or any limited edition stuff that you can only get, like if limited edition stuff that you can't buy with money, right? And you can only get it from coming to the tournament. I'm probably gonna be sitting over there if I wasn't casting this game
with your meme sunglasses.
Yeah, if I can get one.
Yeah. I actually kind of want that. I wanted to ask after the game.
Or I could be just having that scouter. I have a Dragon Ball Z scouter. You know what a scouter is?
Oh, the one that
the blue,
the Frieza, the one that Frieza wears.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be wearing that and sitting here.
But that's not really relevant to.
Well, not
Blade
even
and Soul.
not the gangster sunglasses either.
Kind of. I mean, Archer's pretty gangster. I would have to say, Archer is pretty gangster. Don't you agree with that?
I like the Archer song.
The
that
song
is sung by the Korean singer.
Oh the new song that came out.
Yeah. I like the song. I don't know about Archer yet.
Why don't you like the Archer? Archer's pretty cool.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played it yet. I
Okay.
haven't played the Archer.
Okay.
Yeah, so until I play it, I don't want to assume things by the cinematics.
It's out in NA and EU as well, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No,
Is it not yet?
It's not out.
Because it's been out in Korea for I think a month or 2.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
But I guess it's. If you guys can answer in chat if you played in NA and EU, just let us know if you played the Archer before, because we had it in Korea server for about a little over a month, I believe. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I haven't actually got the chance to play it because I just don't want to create a new character and like just re-level it, because I did that with the Warden, and I'm gonna be honest, Warden is definitely not my style, so I stopped playing him.
Okay,
but
it's on September.
like Archer, I don't know, like I told you, like I've been a KFM since the beginning of Blade and Soul days.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually played the Warden. Oh, maybe I'll try a close range, sword guy. And then I actually didn't like him that much. And then now Archer comes out. I'm not even a long range player.
Right.
Like, I'm not a Force Master. I'm not a Warlock type player.
Yeah.
Archer's not that type, but it's still a long range,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not gonna. I just have a feeling that I'm gonna play the Archer and dislike it.
Someone in chat saying EU KFM main.
KFM!
Oh my goodness.
But anyways, yeah. So the fact that you guys are seeing our faces for this long, right? It just means that there is another technical issue, unfortunately.
Excuse me.
We didn't get any word for it, but yeah, we can assume that
Yeah, so
there is a technical issue.
So yeah, people in chat confirm that there's no Archer, and someone actually wants to nerf Archer before he comes out. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, we're. You know, I said I was nervous. That I was thinking that coming back to the cameras and coming back to us on our desk, talking to you guys, probably meant that we might have a little bit of delay.
Yeah, I
so-
know. I didn't want to believe it, so I was like, nope. Let's say that it's a routine that it comes back
The
to
players
us.
don't even have their headsets on.
Yeah.
One person's crying because there's a delay.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
she's smiling.
Yeah.
She's
And
really
you know,
back
oh
and
yeah,
forth with her
I
emotions.
think I mentioned this in the first week where we have the roster sheets with all the photos of the players,
Yeah.
right? And I talked about this only in the first week, but we have so many female,
Yes,
you know,
it's true,
players
it's
here,
true.
and like you know, you and I, we cast other esports titles, and
Yeah.
there's very little to no female players.
It's true.
That come to the offline tournament or actually make it through the qualifiers.
We'd be lucky to have even little.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
literally, you say little to none. Mostly it's none.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any other Blade and Soul, any other esports titles other than Blade and Soul that has constantly female players, at least one. We've had one
trying to
female
think.
players every time in Blade and Soul.
Yeah.
Min Jung-ho,
Yeah, Min Jung-ho.
she was like always at least there.
And Jisoo. Jisoo
Yeah,
was
Jisoo
like, she
was
kinda joined NBA,
last year. She was last year.
Yeah.
So
But I'm trying to think. Did any other titles that I casted had?
I don't think so. Not for me at least.
Uh-huh.
I've cast a lot of different esports in the past.
Yeah,
but
I don't think I did.
Never really a female player in those tournaments. So, I mean, the reason we say that is because we kind of want to encourage this kind of culture where it doesn't have to be all about guys doing
Exactly.
esports. It can be very, very talented female players. We have here in Blade and Soul. Obviously, it's a very culturally expansive thing that we have in Blade and Soul, where we have a lot of female players playing with the guy players, and they do really well. But
I'm trying to look for that. Do you remember the female that came out in the VCR with the silver hair? You remember her, right?
Yes.
Because I want to say that you were talking about how it doesn't always have to be a male player that's dominant. Like
she did so
yeah,
well
exactly. That's what I
last
want to
week.
talk about. Like she got like 8-9 kills
like in one
by
game.
herself, and
Yeah.
that's why she was out on the VCR. kind of
Hyejin or something like that. I think that was her name.
Yeah, I have this sheet, and like I'm not.
She was in
I
the same
can't
team
find
with
her.
Jejun in Hongmoon, but
She's not here
because she already made it. She already made it
I'm
into top. Like, she's
oh
just
my
too
God, I'm
OP
dumb.
that she already made it. So
I'm so dumb.
you wouldn't imagine if someone got 8 or 9 kills in one game ending. I mean, they probably would have been top 5 in their groups, and it was Group P too. They were the top team. They were actually number
Yeah,
one
I totally
team to
forgot.
go up.
I was
so.
like looking at the sheet. I was like,
Yeah.
where is this? It's
She's
like, I
not
might-
there. She's not
Not
there.
here.
You'll see her next week.
Yep.
So.
But so.
Oh,
God.
Do we have the music?
Do we got the music?
Does this mean Sunday? Because last time we had the music and we had the music cut off. And then we went back to us.
Yeah.
So hopefully the music continues and into the slide, into the game, and then we can get on with this game number 4.
All right.
Well,
Well,
a
on
long
your
time
screen,
coming.
yeah, it definitely took a long time, and loyal on your screen. It seems like they're tired of waiting. It felt like Byung-Hyun Jun, he wants to get this over with. He knows that for sure now after playing 3 rounds, or wait, is it 3 rounds? Yeah. After playing 3 rounds, they're the dominant team out of the 20. So they just want to literally.
how many games we play because it's so.
Yeah,
much
it's like
delay.
so many delays in between. It's like, is it our 3rd game or is it our 4th?
It's
game?
definitely our 4th game. Thank
Yeah.
goodness it is. But yeah, we're getting ready to close out the day. One more game needed, and like I said, Loyal is basically confirmed that they're gonna make it to top 10. Are they gonna be number 1 team at the end of this? That's the question that really they're asking to themselves, because Team Tag has been so consistent for games 1, 2, and 3, getting first place in rank point every single game. Can they do it once again in round number 4? Let's get right into it. Very last game of the day, round 4. Let's get it. Oh, the blade has already been planted, so we're already on. Let's get going with the round 4, very last game of the day. And boy, it took us a long time to get to this round 4.
Well, here we go. We do see the spread happening. And of course, I always have to look at Abandoned Village first, because in Group A, it was Team ABC that always went there. Now in this losers match, we have Team Loyal that always goes there. But this time, if you guys notice or if you guys can't see, Team Loyal, they're going a little bit of a different path. They're going towards where Team 19 is going. And this is the last round. I think Loyal might want to play it super extra aggressive to get more kills just because they are able to do so.
Yeah. So we'll see where Team Nikkei is going to be targeted by Team Loyal, but they do run away very quickly. So it seems like Team Nikkei will be by themselves, and Team Guang, you can see that this BM is by himself. Why?
All right. Well,
where's the rest of Team 6? One's on the forest
all right,
camp.
so we have one at 12 o'clock Abandoned Village. We have one, forest camp.
Where's the last one?
The
Oh,
last
they're
guy.
ones at Badlands.
Oh, one's at Badlands. All right, so
Why?
they're doing this.
One-to-one-to-one
You know, the funny thing is they're doing the Dragon Ball meta.
Yeah, but
I was talking about the Dragon Ball Scouter, and now they're
sure.
They're like, all right, we got the Scouter on. We have.
But
Yeah.
it's a bad strategy.
Yeah, it is.
It's a terrible strategy.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of relate to what we talked about during the break. But yeah, this is definitely not going to help them out.
They're farming.
All right, well, Team 6 here. What was their name? Just showing the numbers. I can't remember what number, what
Team
team
6?
Yeah.
Team Guang.
Oh, it was Guang?
Yeah.
They're in 17th with 12 points. To get to top 10, they need at least 20 points, right? So the 10th place team currently has... Oh, actually, no, that's not. That's only round 2. Let me see what they need.
What do they need ending life? Tell us.
Where's Guang? Oh, my goodness.
They're at the bottom,
They got
too.
0 points in the 3rd round. I was like,
Oh,
did they not play
goodness.
the 3rd round? But yeah,
They
they're gonna
basically didn't play
They're
the
gonna
third
need
round.
33 points to get to top 10.
Oh.
With the 10th place team getting 0 points, right?
33 points, you
yeah.
say?
So 33 points is not impossible.
So-
but it's going to be hard with the 10th place team getting 0 points.
Is the Dragon Ball meta their way of telling us that they gave up?
It's a possibility, I think.
Okay. We're going to see a team that's giving up on its teammate. The
Well-
really long-legged KFM giving up on his teammate Summoner.
Yep.
And the Summoner is dead to rights.
All right, another team here that is kind of in the safe, Team MSL. They're just going to be bullies. I think Loyal, Tag, they're 100% in. They don't even need to play this last round to make it into the grand finals, obviously. And for 3rd, 4th, 5th, MSL, ZAM, and Bonus, who are in the 70s for their points, I think they're still in the safe just because 6th through 10th, they're pretty low. Like they're in the 50s, in the 40s. So I think the bottom tier teams can only bring those teams down. So I think like even MSL, ZAM, and Bonus can kind of in a way relax and enjoy this last round.
Well, yeah. Hopefully that really does turn out to be a positive thing in the end. But
yeah. And yeah, one member
it's getting
from
chased.
Guang, yeah. No, Guang actually got picked off by...
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, in the meantime. The one that went to, Abandoned Village got picked off by Team Loyal.
No.
So which Guang do we have left?
We have...
They
the
all
one-
die?
No. We have one in the forest camp. We have one in Badlands.
Yep.
So 2 alive.
Wait, we do?
Yep.
Okay, so we do have one in Badlands.
So we have the Blade Dancer from SSPIB die out. So that's another SSPIB member. Dying off, and
Oh, but
another
look at
Guang
this,
member
another Guang.
dying.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh.
Yep. Well,
Gone.
that's a Guang member done.
One at a time.
2 members gone from Guang, 2 members gone from SSPIB. Where's SSPIB at, by the way?
15th place, so they're not too far. They're 20 points, so like they are far, but
yeah,
like there's still a chance, a very small chance.
Not anymore. They lost 2 members.
Okay.
So
Well,
literally no more chance.
Joel says they don't have any chance.
They
Sis
don't have
left.
a chance. They don't have a chance.
They threw out their second chance.
They did.
Yep. Yeah, actually, yeah, I can't disagree because we were talking about how when you lose one player, it doesn't get rid of 33.33%. I think it feels like it gets rid of more than 50% of your, fighting strength. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
How big does that increase to when you lose 2 players?
Like I said that before. So when I was talking about this, like if you lose one player,
It's like
and
60, you say.
Yeah, your team becomes 2, right? It becomes 60. And then when you lose your second player, it literally becomes 0.
0?
No, like 0 as in fighting. Okay.
Okay.
So you can get points by staying alive,
Yeah.
staying hidden
Yeah.
to get rank points.
Okay.
But to get in an actual fight as a solo player,
0%.
Against 1v2 or 1v3, it's basically 0.
0%. Wow. So there's literally 0% chance for them to pick up any kill points.
Exactly.
That's unfortunate.
Except, actually, let's say 1%.
Yeah.
Because that 1% is the situation
Strength
where
sapper.
no, where if you're able to hide and stay alive
Yeah.
until the very small circle,
Yeah.
and it becomes like a 1v1v1 or a 1v1v1v1.
Sure, that
then I think that 1% comes into play. But other than that, I don't think if you're a one-man team in an early game when you're your two other players, your teammates get eliminated, you're gonna have basically 0.
Well, let's imagine that SSPYB at this current time needs about 30 points.
Yep.
And
roughly 30.
They can get maybe at the best 1 or 2 kill points.
Yeah. And then they get first place.
And they get first place, they get 11 points.
Okay, so
it's
gone.
impossible.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. See ya.
Yeah, very unfortunate to kill the fun, but yeah, SSPOI is gone.
We had a lot of fight earlier that we were just so busy talking over.
Yeah, but it's okay. The people that are watching, you guys definitely know the game. You guys know what you're watching. But we were just kind of trying to figure out a story for, all these individual teams because it's very important for today for these teams to make it into top 10 to go to the grand finals.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to give you guys some insight about which teams have the possibility of making it up, which teams are close, which teams are not. So
we saw a look at a very relevant team with Team Terret at number 7 at the moment. See another fight breaking with Team TSG versus Team Tab. Oh my goodness, that's a heavy fight going on. And look at that, Team TSG losing 2 members, Team Tab losing 1 member. Nikkei is just going wild, and Summoner and the Blade Dancer for Nikkei just getting all those kills and gets another one from TSG. So TSG and Team Tab losing 2 members each.
All right, well, it's great on the side of Nikkei that they were able to finish this fight.
Though. They were actually pretty high up.
Exactly.
They were at 9th.
Yeah, they're pretty close, but they get eliminated pretty early, which means they actually get eliminated within the 50th place, which means I think 1 or 2 players might have gotten their team -1 point.
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt them because, like you said, they're in 9th, but they were very, very, very close in points with 11th and 12th team. So that's going to be huge.
So we see 2 Manticores.
Worry.
Hunted down.
Loyal, they're going to safely get this Manticore, but the other side, I think we have 2 teams fighting it out for that Manticore.
Okay, so we'll have to see the outcome of that one. But you know that Team AOA really likes to get the Master Hongs.
Yep.
So more of that here, but Team Prey and Team Witch now fighting against each other. Team Prey not very high on our list, but Team Witch can be a little bit relevant. Actually, never mind, they're at 20th. They're the least relevant.
Yeah.
So that fight you saw there was not very important.
All right, well, bonus.
There's SSPIB. The very last member gone.
The long-legged KFN.
That always runs away.
Yeah, goes down. And Team Bonus that actually got the kill is one of the teams that I was talking about, saying that they can just enjoy this last round because it is they are a team that's in 5th after 3 rounds. So they're most likely gonna be in top 10 regardless of how bad they do.
Yeah, but we see Team Worry almost getting picked off there, but Team Bonus does not take the bite.
Oh, actually, they're going to proc the Hong Time.
Okay, so the Hong Time is active. Making a lot of grunts.
Yeah, but they know that they're not going to screw around when Master Hong is activated. You see that Bonus running away, spreading out, regrouping, and getting away from Master Hong.
And here's Team Prey. Fighting against Team Tag actually getting a kill off of them. So Team Tag losing a member. That's really a sight that we don't see often.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we do have Master Hong from Team Worry going against Team Bonus. And Bonus, like I said, they're not worrying too much about what place they get or how well or how bad they do here. But Team Worry, they have to worry. They have to do everything that they could to get up there because where are they?
They're at number 16.
16th, so yeah, they definitely need to do something. They have to get a lot of kills. They have to stay alive as a 3-man squad until the end. And I think that's one of the reasons why they proc the Master Hong pretty early. Because they're already in the circle, in the next circle. And
Oh, here we go.
Do you really want to be in the house? Do you really want to get wallbanged to death?
I mean, you don't want to be in the same house with Master Hong. That's one thing. And
Strength Sapper.
Strength Sapper actually coming off very nicely. Getting the decent damage on.
I think he's dead.
But, yep, that is a dead member. Soul Fighter gone for a bonus. Master Hong seems like he will be able to pick up the kill. Actually, it was a Blade Dancer picking up the kill.
Alright, Loyal, they're still being bullies, but they're fighting against Zam, who is already in the 4th place. So these two teams, they're literally just making the other teams happier. The top tier teams fighting each other.
And if Zam loses all 3 members here, that really puts everybody at a state of mind.
Look at this. Wrong. He's like, I have Master Hong procced anyways. What the heck? I'm going to just jump into
Actually looking like KFM. Wait, Byung-In-Jung went with KFM instead of the Gunslinger this time around. So the guy that was playing the Gunslinger for the past 3 rounds picks the KFM and dies early game. How does that work out?
You saw how it worked out. He dies.
KFM's terrible. That's what
it
is.
What do you mean KFM's terrible?
I mean, literally, when he went with the Gunslinger, he was ending up with so
comparatively,
many points.
Comparatively
so
to
many
his
points. So many points for 3 rounds in a row. Then he picks the KFM in the very last round and he dies early.
I think he's being nice.
What?
He's not trolling because his team didn't make it.
Yeah.
But he's being lenient to other teams, saying that, you know, giving other teams a chance to make it up. And if you want to make a difference, you can do that. I'm not going to play the Gunslinger.
He was actually trying hard, but actually didn't make it. So
okay.
I think KFM's just not that good.
All right, well, there we go.
You know, that's a pretty good KFM. That Master Hong, he's a pretty good KFM. I would have to say for myself. You can see that Team Worry is very much on the top of the hill, not being bothered by anyone at the moment. Who would really bother them with Master Hong on the top of the hill?
All right, so here, if you notice, not Team Witch that we see on our screen, but in the back we have Team 10, 15, who is Team GG. They're currently at 10th place, so they're kind of hanging by a thread. They're very close. They're not as high compared to the other top 10 teams in points, so they have to stay alive as long as possible. They have to. I don't think they should be greedy about getting kills. They just have to stay alive just to get the rank points.
Well, here's Team Worry trying to get this 1 kill off the Blade Dancer, and looking like they should be able to do it. The Master Hong actually did deactivate, ran out on cooldown, and Blade Dancer will now go out, and that's going to beat Sam and Bonus losing a member here.
Team GG, this is a team that I was talking about. They have to stay alive as long as possible to get the rank points because they're just hanging by a thread. They're only, I think, they're only 9 points away from 11th place. So if they just catch up, if they die early, they might just be dropped down and they won't be able to make it into the grand finals. But luckily, they have their 3-man squad still all alive. I think they're very close to the next circle. So, oh my goodness, the bush. Hide on bush.
Oh my goodness, this is a lot of
Oh,
players. 34
gosh.
players in this small circle Are You Serious with basically no terrain other than the rock cliffs that we see on both sides. But we see the second Master Hong being summoned by Loyal. It's actually a Soul Fighter summoning that one. So we're going to see what happens from here, trying to cause some havoc. We're going to see some crazy gravity
surges.
We're
You know what I want to see? I want to see Master Hong being like pretty close to the tip of the spirit wall. And as he procs his knockback, one of his teammates does the gravity surge.
Oh,
so pulls them together and then knocks them all out of the spirit wall. That would be crazy.
That would be, but gonna start games and KOs now. We'll see the sin for so many of these teams going out, and now we're down to 23 already.
Oh my goodness, so many fights going on in the Valley of Death. And you know what this valley reminds me of? The movie 300, where the Spartans have to defend this choke.
Didn't watch that movie.
Oh my.
I
take off your headset and leave.
I mean, like, I know
take off your headset and leave.
I know
you didn't watch 300?
I know the most famous line in the movie. You know,
what is
this? This is Sparta.
Okay.
But I didn't watch this valley scene that you're referring to.
So this is basically what you're seeing. We had like 300 people guarding this small alleyway in the valley.
Yeah.
And there was like it was like 300 versus like thousands and thousands of people.
I know the plot of the story.
Yeah. So and they were able to defend it.
Okay. So
and yeah, it just this valley just reminds me of that.
Okay, I'll watch the movie later. I can't promise
I know
you
you're
when
not gonna watch it.
When specifically, I can't promise, but I'll watch it later.
Oh, look at this. The
The
spirit wall
circle
closing
getting
the last
so
circle.
small.
All right, so this is the last circle, and Master Hong still alive for Team Loyal, and this is gonna cause a problem.
And we're gonna see what more we can get out of this one, because I think Team AOA also had a Manticore bash. Actually, it just died out, so
Yeah.
they didn't even get to use that. We're gonna see what the Soul Fighter for Loyal can do with the one last Master Hong that we have left.
Oh,
gets knocked
gets
away.
knocked back. Gets knocked back.
Walk back in.
He's frozen. No, he's frozen.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness.
He died out. So that's the Master Hong gone.
Yeah.
And the Warden trying to crawl back in as well.
All right, well,
Still have
Loyal
Team Tag,
gets
though.
eliminated pretty well, I don't want to say pretty early, but still.
No, but look at Team Tag, though. They might do it 4
Oh my
rounds
goodness,
in a row.
really?
Getting first place. They can do it. They're the only multi-man
Yeah.
team at the moment, having 2 players with everybody else a
Oh my goodness,
one-man
they're
squad.
so low though. Look at their health.
That's
They're
a lot
so
of
low.
damage, and
Oh my goodness.
they're
Tag,
so close.
4-round wins?
They could. Definitely could do
I
so.
think
and
so.
Yeah, everybody else is at very low
Last
health. And
one guy left.
Soul Fighter down, the Warden down,
Wow.
and the KFM looking like he's about to be down very, very soon.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the KFM gone. That's the Warden, last member staying alive for Team Witch, and Team Tag does it once again. 4 rounds in a row where they pick up the first place, and they do it with 2 players, so that's 30 points in rank just from them.
Did they get first place in round 2?
Yes, they only had it. They only had 1 player left, but they did get first.
Okay, so wow, this team got first all 4 rounds.
Yes, that happened.
Wow,
Actually happened.
yeah. I just right now like I'm not. I have my mouth open. I was just in awe that it's possible.
And it's actually the more surprising part is if it was a Blade Dancer, if one of the last 2 surviving members this round was a Blade Dancer,
I think
that
it was.
That means that one Blade Dancer
Oh.
was the first place finisher every round. He knows how to not die.
Yeah,
He's good at that.
yeah. But like, I think this round, other than Tag getting a lot of points by staying alive and getting first once again, Prey and Witch, there were 2 other teams that we are not used to seeing in the last circle. Stayed alive and did well. They got a couple kills, I think. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see the total rankings.
Very true, and we're gonna see
Goodness.
what comes out of this one, because Team Tag definitely the best team of the day. We thought it was going to be Loyal, but definitely proved us wrong, saying that consistency is where it counts, and Team Tag does it once again with not many kills, just as last time, but still, all those rank points really doesn't go away, and it feels like Team Tag definitely was our favorite team coming into this one. Such good performance for them.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to be seeing the round 4 rankings, and then we're going to probably see the total rankings of individual players, and then the total rankings of all the teams, and that's when we know which teams made it up to or into the top 10 to go into the grand finals. But in this round, yeah, Tag, the BD, he got first.
True, yeah, once again.
Wow.
And he even got 4 kills with it, so good stuff from him, and I can't believe he does it every single time.
Yeah,
Taehyun Kim, remember his name. That's the one that we're going to be keeping up with. Can he do it once again next week? Then definitely he will be making it to the World Championship for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because, you know, he was up against the stronger team, or the stronger side of the group in Group A. In Team Tag, they were 7th place. But in this losers match, I think they just showed us and proved to us that they could be the best team within the 20 teams. And you know, I was talking about how Prey did well and Witch as well. So, you know, Prey and Witch, they have never been in the final rankings scene, being all the way up at the top 3. But, you know, they were finally able to do that.
Okay, so this is a total player ranking, so this does not completely tell us which 10 teams will be going to the finals.
Yep.
But it will tell us that individually how different players have performed throughout the day, and just see a little bit of a mix of variety around this mid part of the table, but definitely the top part of the table, the top 20, will tell us a better story of who was more dominant than others. Actually, Taehyun Kim laid down to finally upping Byung-Hyun Jun on that gunslinger because he brought the KFN. That's what happened.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, if Byung-Hyun Jun brought the gunslinger and just got 2 more kills, he would have been first, but...
Or just not died as early.
Yeah, or that. But Taehyung Kim definitely overthrew Byung-Hyun Jun and took him down from the throne of first place. And all right, here we go, the rankings.
Okay. So it's actually going to be Korch dropping down to number
Wow.
10. But, oh man, there's a lot of changes that have happened. But not really enough to change up the standings after round 3. It still will be all the teams that were previously in top 10 after round 3. They are the same teams that will remain in top 10 after round number 4.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
You
so
may
yeah,
believe
because
me
I was
on that one.
I was remembering where TSG was because they were the 11th place team, but they got they dropped 6. So
Yeah.
it's very unfortunate. So the top 10 actually didn't change. They just changed within themselves.
Yeah, but doesn't really
Yeah.
matter because it's all about getting into top 10 and we'll make to the grand finals in the end. So the last week will be next week, which means that we're going to decide our World Championship slots with Team Loyal coming in as first on the day. They came first? Wait, how?
Yeah, they were first by far.
Okay, I thought Tag was going to be first after all
Because
that.
Tag, they so what I want to say is Loyal, they had a total of 43 kills.
Yeah.
Tag, they have 24 kills.
Okay.
So already, just by looking at the kill differences, that's already 20-point differences. And in round 4, Tag, they were only able to get 8 points, whereas Loyal got 26 points. So, you know, here and there, the small differences that added up allowed Loyal to stay at first place in total. But I'm pretty sure Tag, they don't mind. I'm pretty sure any top 10 teams, they do not mind as long as they make it because, you know, whether you be first or second or 10th, you're not going to get any prize pool money and make a difference for that. Right now, today is just to make it into the grand final.
And this kind of gets me thinking a little bit about what the objectives are for all these teams coming to next week because so far in these past 3 weeks, it was about getting top 5 out of 15 teams.
Yeah.
Top 5 out of 15 teams and top 10 out of 20 teams. You just need to do decent, right?
Yeah.
To, you know, fulfill your objective. But next week, it's going to be top 2 out of 20 teams.
Oh, yeah.
You
that
can't
is
do
true.
that by just by camping all day long.
Well, you never know. Like Team God, Team God, and HGM, they were able to get second and first place respectively on their groups.
Yeah.
By, they got kills, they picked up kills, but still, by playing passively and only fighting when the enemies came to them. They never went to a fight. They never, you know, forced a fight like ABC did or like Loyal did. So, I still think, like if you run away from fights, you'll never make it.
Yeah.
But if you play it passive, like Team God or HGM in Group A and B, I think it's still possible for a passive team to get second place.
I think for next week's games, teams need to be a little bit more active on the kills. I think if you get more kills, it gives you a higher chance of being that first to second place team. But rank points is just as important as well. So I guess this is the kind of the cliche way of saying things. You need to be good at both kills and rankings next week. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah, so we usually say when we get into the grand finals to see who makes it into the Worlds, may the best team go, because best team meaning you have to be good at both.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just be best at camping. You can't just be best at being passive. You have to be able to kill as well when you need to, and possibly even just be a little aggressive when you need to as well. You can't just always be a scaredy cat waiting for the mouse to come to you.
It's true, and we do have the last team to join in on the very last slot for the grand finals, and it's going to be Team Korch joining in as that 20th team that we will have next week. 20 teams. I'm very excited to see what they can do because we already have 10 incredibly good teams already joining the table, and you can see them being listed. And it's going to be Team Loyal all the way down to Korch. It's going to be joining in. And they are the ones to really make it to the finals. And the bottom 10 you see at the bottom, not really highlighted in white. They will be going home after this. So that's going to be the last thing we'll see them today. A little sad to see them go, but we will see how they do with the finals. Very much the roster laid out now.
Yeah, one of the team actually catches my eyes, Gold Goblin. They were voted as one of the teams to not make it into the top 10 of today's matches in the earlier predictions by the fans. But, they were able to make it up there, so I want to congratulate them for, outdoing the fan votes. And being able to make it into the grand finals, and these are the teams that that you guys will be seeing next week for our grand finals to see who goes up into the Worlds.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 teams out of those 20 teams that you just saw go up to the World Championship fight against a lot of the different teams from Asia, a lot of the different teams from the West. NA and EU, I'm sure, will be invited back over to really compete to see who the best teams and the best region, of course, that's the most important thing, of blade&soul are in this different game mode of Shackleouts that we're really trialing out for this first year. And so far, I mean, we've had 3 weeks of it, and I am saying it is a little bit different from a lot of the 1v1s and 3v3s we had for so many years, but I think it is a good change, and I think it's worth seeing how this will progress on, because I think Shackleouts will only evolve with time, and good to see how the players will adapt.
Yeah, definitely, because at the beginning, I'm going to be honest, it was very chaotic, and it was hard to catch the action and things that was happening, but like you said, I think it's going to adapt, it's going to update to a better game.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you guys once again for watching our broadcast. This was me, Joel Sophie, with my partner, Ending Life, as always. And we'll see you next week for the grand final. So thank you guys once again to watching us all through the delays. And we'll see you next week for more Blade&soul.